What's up? What's up? It's the Arthur Moats Experience with Deke. I'm Arthur Moats, and that's my main man, Deke.
What's good, bro?
Man, I was just laughing at this chat where they said Deke is like 35 and I'm 65. I was like, oh, Lord.
Yeah, they're kind of disrespecting you with that one.
They trying to. Well, I do like the all wise. I just wish I had one of those super white, long, gray beards. When I'm 65, I want my joint like down there.
I know. We talked about this. You're actually looking forward to aging.
I am, bro. As weird as it sounds, I am, man.
You want to have the grays.
I look forward to that day when I'm, like I said, 60 plus, sitting here, got my grandchildren on my lap, and I'm telling war stories. I'm like Thanos at the end of the day. You know, just, was it all worth it, Moats? Yes. What did you sacrifice? Everything. And then I'll just rub my beard like that. Oh, yes.
You got to get like the Ed Reed beard, huh?
Right. Either the Ed Reed or for my Lord of the Ring fans out there, give me the Gandalf the Gray or Gandalf the White. Give me one of those. Because his is just like super long, man.
Will you grow out the fro like Ed Reed, though? To go with the beard. I feel like you got to, then.
Oh. But then I'm going to feel like I'm just like out there. I'm big hair, big beard. That's, yeah. What we dope?
Or you're copying Reed even, too. You don't want to do that.
Because he's a Baltimore guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he can't copy Baltimore guys. You're right. So I should Beijing it and just spray it all black. You know, that's the Pittsburgh. That's how we rock it out here.
What do you mean? Like put it on just for men?
No, you see, I ain't gonna call them names out, but certain staff, coaches, you'll see them with extra darkness on the beard or on the top of the head area every once in a while. But that's neither here nor there. So it's all good, man.
I gotta look for this. Yeah, they're pulling a boozer.
Hey, man, we're like, yo, you better not let it rain on you. If it rains, it's over. So yeah, man.
But yeah, how's your Monday? How's your weekend?
Dude, let's see. What did I do this weekend? All my days run together right now. We worked though. I feel like I was doing media stuff, recording somewhere with somebody, but as a whole, it was a vibe. Yeah. I'm drawing a blank, man. I'm gonna have to check my schedule. What did you do though as I check my schedule, man, to see what the heck I did do this weekend?
Did a little golf on Sunday.
Okay.
What did I do Saturday? Oh, I played some of the new Madden actually.
All right. How was that?
Because I was telling you about the whole trial release that
right.
has come out before it actually drops. It's gonna drop tomorrow for people that pre-order it. But they gave you 10 hours, so
got you.
No, was it Saturday night? No, wait, actually, that was Friday night. Saturday night, you'll like this one. I watched Malice in the Palace.
Ooh,
that doc on Netflix.
Yeah.
Dude, that is good. You should check that out.
I definitely would. It's on my list of things to catch up to. I just remembered what I did this weekend as well. So in addition to my media stuff, man, we had the women's football camp. That's what I did this weekend. Yeah, man. We with the Steelers, man, we hosted a women's fantasy football camp, which was. It was a blast, dude. You can just imagine. I mean, all women from all walks of life, ages, athletic ability, just out there getting it. It was a fun staff too, man. It was me, Charlie Batch, Louis Lips, recent, Ring of Honor inductee, Chris Hope. He was in my group with me as well, and Sean Sweesom, man. It was a blast, bro.
Sweesom coming back to the Bergs.
Sweesh pulled up on us. Every once in a while, Sweesh should step outside.
Oh,
man.
Yeah, I didn't know he was that involved still.
Yeah, man. Sweesh pulled up, man. So that was good to see him out there and just get back around the guys as we're coaching these women and taking them through, some very rigorous workouts there, man. But it was a blast. So that's what I had this weekend, man.
Anyone throwing darts?
Well, actually, not in my section. I'm linebackers.
Okay.
I'm teaching you linebackers and some pass rush because, I'm a linebacker and Chris Hoke. So
makes sense.
We had, we let the quarterbacks go with C-Batch and he had them working down there. Louis Lips was catching. But at the end of the day, I felt like my group, my unit, whoever came from my group, they knew they were a hardened bunch.
There wasn't like a scrimmage or anything.
We were ready for a scrimmage.
That's what I mean. Because maybe Batch's group could have went up against your defense.
My squad wanted blood. That's all I'm saying. We was breaking it down to who ride. I'm out here acting like I'm Peasy in Denver. You know what I'm saying? They shot me in Denver. You won't know. Like, we was on that. And the ladies, they will respond.
They thought you were Porter for a second.
They thought I was Peasy, and I thought I was Peasy. I started to take my shirt off and kick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they over here like, yo, who wants some, man? They flicking off the other ladies. It was nuts, man. But that's the energy we put in our group, man. All right? If you want to work out with us, that's how it is, okay? We fight for blood.
Yeah.
But that was definitely a good time, man. Definitely was a good time.
So what are we doing? We checking this chat?
Man, you know we got to start that chat, man. I already see my man Nick Y says it's time to take off mission to Mars. Absolutely. If you're not blasting off in this morning time, man, what are you doing? So with that being said, man, you know it's morning check-in time. Start putting where you are checking in from. We will give you your shout outs. And yeah, we'll get that thing rolling. But first, Katie Schultz. Good morning and welcome to the Upper Room. Yes, indeed. And you know the homie Black and Mortar is in here super early too. I mean, we start at 9. He's here at 9:05, percolating the chat, getting it going, man. So Black and Mortar, we always appreciate you. He says, morning, fellas. Just doing my part to support the show. Thanks for all you do. Off to Mars now. Man, Black and Mortar, bro. We greatly appreciate you and love the fact that you get the Mars train rolling too, man. We do not want you to miss out on this Mars activity because the show just seems better when you're looking at it from an outer space perspective. And Jar Devil would agree. He says, ready for that ride to Mars. Yes, we
This is just Black and Mortar's like regimen every time the
is,
podcast.
Right? It is.
We appreciate it, man.
It gets the flow going.
It does. It does. I don't think the show starts without Black and Mortar on the super chat.
Black and Mortar got to come in and drop one, and then we like, all right, we ready to roll now. So with that being said, man, we got a whole bunch of good mornings in here as well. I'm trying to see. Oh, here we go. Now I'm caught up. All right, so it looks like we got Deontay Etheridge tuning in from VA, Virginia Beach 757. Got Kola Awolaju tuning in from the 401. Then from there, we got John Doe, hashtag Mars boys. You already know what we on. Logan Newman. He's coming in from Witherville, VA. I think so you say that. Yeah, sound about right. What you got over on your side, baby?
Okay. We got Roscoe Smokes.
Ooh,
in Vegas taking off.
I wonder what is he smoking?
I'm not sure. David Mackin. These are my favorite comments. Euclid, Ohio. Blazed at work this wonderful Monday morning. LOL.
Let's go. If you're not turned up at work, baby, come on now.
Gina Chichio.
Chichia.
Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Lamar Jackson's tuning in from Savannah, Georgia. I guess he's taking a little road trip or something.
Yeah, right. They just, they kept their winning streak going on last night. They 17 wins in a row now in the preseason. So yeah, he just got the day off. That's all.
Still Stainless Steel.
That's Portsmouth. Crib.
Yep.
That's
757. Trina Steel Diva as always.
Oh yeah,
Stone Mountain, Georgia.
Yes, indeed. We got Tristan Cooper tuning in from the 228. Not sure what that is. I don't remember, but it sounds fire. Then we got Felicia Ballard tuning in from Lake Charles, Louisiana, down in the boot. All right. Then Donald Copeland, he's a Mars boys, always and forever. Then after that, we got Greg Wakefield tuning in from Clarksville, Tennessee. He says, good morning, fellas. Top of the morning to you. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Then we got John Doe checking in from the 412. Philip Turner tuning in from Warner Robins, Georgia. Then we got Jar Devil tuning in from San Pedro, California, but by way of Mars.
Nice.
I like it. Who else you got on your end, baby?
Wally Locke from Vero Beach, Florida.
Oh, okay. Shout out to Wally.
Senor del Fuego, the 860.
I hear you, little Spanish speaker. I think I got the boy bilingual today, man.
I took Spanish in high school.
No wonder you get the mamacitas, all right?
860. That's Hartford, Connecticut.
All right.
Slade Derby, New Hampshire. And then we got David Mackin just giving us a nice compliment. Great show. Love the consistency of the content from you too.
Man, we definitely appreciate that. Definitely.
Brian S. from Sacramento, 916.
Sacktown. Okay.
Getting ready for school.
I like it.
And then Landon AD, NC, baby.
Okay. Then we got Chaz Salima tuning in from Oceanside, Cali, the 760. And he says it is approximately 6:05. Well, now it's 6:09. Out there on the West Coast, but he says it's bright and early. Man, Chaz, we appreciate you tuning in bright and early for the Wake and Bake, for the Rise and Grind, for whatever it needs to do for you to blast off to Mars this morning, man. So we just playing our little part here, man. Shout out to the Mile Podcast as well, tuning in from Canton, Ohio. Pittsburgh's second home.
Wait, they're called the Mile High Podcast?
No, not the Mile High Podcast. The Mile Podcast. Just the Mile Podcast. But he's tuning in from Canton, Ohio.
I didn't know if we had another situation like that Boston dude calling in. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If you call it the Mile High, you're a Denver guy.
Yeah, that really threw me off. But he was a Steeler fan.
He was hyping us up, but called Boston the city of champions. But technically, he has a point.
Well, I told you about some of our championships from early on.
Come Come on, man.
I'm telling you.
It's the type of people that
I might need to do some research on that actually, and just find all of our I'm gonna find
just
our championship.
It doesn't matter when they happen. Just pull them all up. City championships, any championship, just count. I'm with it. We're gonna win it every day. We're super competitive. Y'all cannot tell. Oh man. All right, let's see who else we have coming in this here chat. Oh, Jesse George tuning in from Johnstown, PA. All right. Then after that, let's see.
Micah Hemp's also from Johnstown, PA.
Oh, I did not know that. Nice.
We got Baby Bubba, 817, Fort Worth, Texas.
Texas, okay.
Andre Peoples, 856, South Jersey. Super Fresh, Cincinnati, Ohio. He's in rival territory out there.
Yeah.
But making it work, it seems.
Hey, man,
he's getting a Steeler fix with us.
Sometimes you got to tune in behind enemy lines, man. I like to see that right there.
Definitely.
I can respect that.
Slim Easy Steel, 724, south of the Berg. We know where that is.
Yes, indeed.
And then I'm trying to see anything else. We got some Albany. You seen that? Mike Boyce. He's a regular
Looks like we got Hunter Banovich. I butcher his name every time, but he's saying he's working currently in Philly. Whew. Enjoy yourself out there. Yes, indeed. And then after that, man, we got Jerry Smith, Carolina, baby. 803. I like it. Whoa, hey, now it's getting interesting, baby. Zach Bartram. You know he's tuning in from Deke.
I don't remember putting my house up on Airbnb.
Hey, all I'm saying is, my man said he's chilling. He's tuning in from your bed, Deke. From your bed.
How the hell did that happen?
I don't know. I remember last time they were trying to go to your house. I remember that. They said we're in your basement. What do you say, your mom's basement or something like that? That's all I'm saying, man. You gotta get your locks checked, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, Hunter, I'm glad you said I pronounced that correctly, man. I was trying my hardest too. But Deke, you gotta get your locks checked, man. Get you some of them security cameras, man. You can't be having this dude just chilling in your bed while you over here. We recording and he just over there.
I don't know. Yeah, are they like waiting in the bushes at my house whenever I leave?
Is he sleeping with your pillow, like drooling on your pillow? Like that's come on, man. Yeah, it's still a pandemic, so ish, you know.
Yeah,
don't be drooling on his pillow.
Oh wait, now he's under my bed. He's saying,
God, dog, he gets spicier and spicier, Lord.
Here's his problem though.
Uh-oh.
Here's his problem here. Because I'm one of those guys that just have a mattress on the floor.
It is.
I'm one of those guys. So he might be suffocating himself right now.
Maybe his head is out. The rest of the body is under it though.
Okay.
Kind of like a blanket, like a mattress blanket.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, it's just like extra weight.
All right. Like if you want to go with that route, all right, cool, man. But I like it. And then we got Jared Smith, man, showing some love, man. We appreciate you, Jared. Yes, indeed. He says, love the podcast, guys. Favorite way to get Steelers news and updates, checking in from Rochester, New York. Man, shout out to you, Joe and Devin. And if you are in Rochester, man, make sure you pull up on Dinosaur Barbecue and get you one of them things, one of them garbage plates one time, man. I know that's the staple out there. Yeah.
We got Joe Brown checking in from right behind Deke. I guess we got a ghost tuning in.
Wow. God, I'm nervous.
This is haunted, dude.
Oh, makes me nervous, man. And my son just asked me, hey, Dad, are ghosts real? And I'm like, son, I'm researching right now. I'm not ready to answer this question for you, baby. I'm not in the right mind place for this right here, man. Yeah.
I was talking about that type of stuff with my friends on Saturday.
Yeah.
It's just like, how do you explain some of this stuff?
I don't know.
And you don't want to delve too deep into it.
Yeah.
You just don't, because then you become paranoid, and
very true.
There's just no reason. I think you just chalk it up to like, there's a lot of things we don't know that happens. There's a lot unexplained.
It's the whole just the not being able to explain it. Some people just
Some of it's freeing. It's like we don't need to know everything. We don't need to know everything right now.
Even though some people want to know everything.
I know that's why I'm just like, I don't want to delve too deep into this.
Yeah.
Because then you're actually going to probably be even more confused, because then you might find something, or something might get revealed to you, and then you're trying to cross all these paths in your brain, and it's just, you're going to be more confused.
Yeah, you're going to like that meme.
Yep, the meme from Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah, man. You do not want to have that look going, man.
Yeah, are we good with the chat? Anything else?
Oh, we did have one more that I wanted to shout out, man.
We did have a super chat.
Already got was it Jared Smith? Yeah, we got him.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, we got Jared. Yep. And then where is it at? I literally just saw this. Oh man, don't you love when the chat just like jumps on you like this, man?
Oh yeah,
God.
You had something you really wanted to say.
I did, and it was actually before, because my mom, I got thrown off because Slim Easy Still dropped a comment in here as well about where he was located at and how he ultimately got woken up. So yeah, it threw me completely off. But I'm gonna get this back.
I
saw it. I was like, whoa, wait.
Did you want to say that one?
Oh, I found it now. Anthony Dillon. He said he's tuning in from Japan, and he says U.S. Air Force as well, man. So we wanted to give you a shout out as well, man. Definitely appreciate you, baby.
Thank you for the service.
Indeed. Yes, indeed. But now I lost that part where my man was saying, you know, how he was woken up this morning, man. Because like I said, bro, it's just nervous. It makes me nervous, man.
I got people. We got the chat just being savages, disrespecting my family. I can't believe it.
It's nuts, man. It's nuts. It's nuts.
I lost the comment too.
You saw it though, right?
I did.
It's like you know, somebody woke him up to tell him that the podcast was going on.
Hold on, it's like crap. I do kind of want to find it. He said Deke's mom woke me up, so I didn't miss the podcast.
Oh, here it is. Slim Easy Still. Here we that's definitely.
Damn, man. What did she do? Did she call you?
What? I hope she threw order on you. Get up.
No, I think he must have like had my mom like give him a call as an alarm or something like that.
That works too.
I think that's what it is. I don't think he's at my house. Is that what was
I don't know. I thought he was at the house. I wasn't sure.
No, I didn't get that from it. Initially, I thought that I was like, am I getting disrespectful? But no,
not disrespect. I thought it was in the sense of like, because the other day I was chilling under your bed, that he was in the room too. It was like a little sleepover y'all had. Just you weren't invited to your own sleepover. That's the vibe I got.
Okay.
And your mom, you know how like when you got the sleepover, your mom come in like, hey guys, y'all got to get up now. I was taking it like that. Yeah. Not like, no, not that way. Oh, God. No, heck no.
Oh, you didn't take it like that?
No, I did not. Heck no. Otherwise, we have to bust him up, man. You ain't going to be talking about Deke like that now. Chill out here.
Yeah, I think my mom just gave him a wake-up call. That's all.
Yeah,
like, you know, if like you're at the hotel, the room service gives a call. That's what I think.
Are you one of those guys?
I've done it before. Yeah.
I hate it, bro. Because with football, they would do it mandatory. So we'd all like, first thing we do when we get to the hotel, unplugging that joint, bro. Yeah.
Just have your phone wake you up.
Yeah. Because for a fact, they're going to call you and it's going to be like something stupid early. Just, all right, breakfast started at 7 o'clock. We know it runs all the way till 10, but at 7 o'clock, breakfast is available. And you're like, bro, you didn't need to call me at 7 o'clock to tell me this. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it wasn't me. Like whenever like my family, we were on vacation or something like that, I think... Because I remember getting woken up to room service like that. Is it called room service? Because room service is the food.
Room service is the food.
What would you say? The check-in desk calling you or something like check-in call. Yeah, I don't think I've ever done it though. Yeah. No. Because now we have phones.
Yeah, I'm definitely a phone guy. But for a fact, that's like, I feel like the old school approach of all NFL teams right now. They will call everybody on the list. Call them all. 7 a.m. Wake them up. Like, coach, if that person calls my phone again, I'm going to go down here and stone cold stunner them, all right? That's my energy right now, man. Whew.
We got one more super chat comment, I guess, before we can move on.
You know, Let's Go UW, always in here early as well. Shout out to you, Let's Go UW. Says, good morning, Minka getting disrespected again in the NFL Top 100 list. You know, when I saw that last night, I started texting you and like, look, dude, we need to add this to the show today.
We can.
I thought about it.
We can talk about it.
I mean, we just right here, right now.
The one thing that sucks is that the list isn't done.
Right.
Because the thing I'm mostly worried about, 50 does seem too low whenever you compare him to the rest of the players. Because I actually think he was higher last year. I think he was in the 20s or 30s.
Because he's 52, right? Or no, because Cam is 57. I want to say Cam was 57.
I think Mink is 52. I think you're right. So my main thing is how does he stack up against the rest of the safeties? So they only have Justin Simmons ahead of him right now.
Right, because Jesse Bates came in like the 90s, if I remember.
As long as they don't have any more safeties ahead of him, it's not as bad.
Are you sure, though?
I don't know if they're going to or not, because they have Tyrann Mathieu under him, and usually he gets rated pretty good on those things.
But you said Justin Simmons is already out there.
And he's above Minka. Right. I think he's in the 40s.
Yeah.
So if there's no more safeties, that essentially means they have Minka as the second best safety. 50 is low. 50 is low for overall players.
Out there right now on the list right now, we got.
Let me look it up. Yeah, I'll go on. I could just go on NFL YouTube.
Yeah, because I would say Justin Simmons. That's what I'm thinking of. Jamal Adams, I'm thinking of, and
they're going all the way to 41 right now. So I don't know when they're going to be releasing the rest of these lists. You're right. I guess. They usually do have Jamal Adams up there, huh?
Right, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, if he hasn't been on that list yet, they should put him ahead of him,
man. Yeah, I'm not seeing Jamal Adams. Yeah, so he's probably going to be above Minka too. I don't see Budda Baker right now on this.
Budda's definitely going to be up there then.
They have Baker at 71. That's asinine.
And you know, Cleveland fans were saying that he was too low. I mean, he was too high up there. So he should have been rated even better than that. Yeah.
Oh, too high as in the numbers too high.
Yeah, they said he should have had a better ranking on it. Yeah.
Okay. It's official then. I agree. It's a disrespect because I'm assuming they're going to put like Jamal Adams, Buda Baker. Maybe they'll throw Harrison Smith above him too. So
those three dudes are definitely going to, yeah.
Do you see what I was saying though? I want to wait to see what safeties they have above him. But now that we're seeing some of these safeties off the list that will probably at least make it. Yeah, right. This is disrespectful then. This is asinine.
Yeah. Well, shoot, for me, man, I didn't want to jump the gun, but I'm starting to feel a little leery about even Tua making this list.
He's not making it.
Right, but that to me, I'm like, that's crazy when you think about the season he had last year, double-digit sacks. I mean, and the AFC, he's one of the only guys that was doing that in terms of double-digit sacks, interior D lineman doing it. And for him not to be even up there, like, I don't get it, man.
You want me to name some of these dudes in the 90s then?
Mm-hmm.
Corey Davis, Jason Kelsey, T.J. Hawkinson, Jarvis Landry.
Exactly.
I can't do this anymore.
But then, like, seeing Jarvis Landry up there, I don't agree. Seeing Tre'Davious White that high, he's like 95, I think, on the list. Like,
I actually agree with you. I think he should be in at least the 60s or 70s. Yeah. Cole Beasley, 96. Could you put Tua in over him?
I would have.
Yeah.
I definitely. Even though Cole Beasley, I thought, had a really good season, and I could see Cole being a top 100 player, you still can't have Cole up there without having Tua up there. That, like, I feel like impact-wise, I think just based on last season, Tua had better impact than Cole, man.
So defensive ends, kind of in that same range, like Jeffrey Simmons at 78, Leonard Williams at an 84.
Yeah, and man, shout out to Justin too, man. Always showing love, man. But he said that he feels like Tua, man, he just doesn't have the same type of like notoriety and clout that a lot of these other guys that make this list have right now. And he does bring up a good point.
Probably having Cam hurts him a little bit.
It does in a sense, but can't we say the same thing about Cole Beasley? You have Stephon Diggs out there.
Yeah.
Like that's it. I mean, I don't get these lists sometimes, man. And I know they say they're voted on by the players, but I don't know, man.
Well, you talked about how some of these lists are done.
Yeah.
Players just go in and
we're gonna vote for
do it half-ass a little bit.
Team, or you might vote for just 5 people or 10 people, and that's that. But that's crazy, man.
Didn't someone make a big push to try to get a kicker in the top 100? And it happened. I think it was Vinatieri maybe made it one of those years. Because I think McAfee talked about it where he was like, "Oh, I was making sure Vinatieri made it."
For me, I just remember J.J. Watt making it, and he didn't even play that one season. This is when he had like the crazy knee injury. Yeah,
but they got him at 66.
And Tua not on the list. But that's kind of what Justin was alluding to right there, where you talk about reputations and popularity a little bit versus actually watching that productivity from that season. Because Tua balled out. Tua was highly productive. The numbers were there. The eyeball test was there as well, man. So that is crazy to me, though.
Yeah, Ben's not going to be on the list, so that's bullshit. They have Tannehill. I was about to
say, man, man, I know you felt some type, because I felt some type of way. I ain't gonna lie, I felt some type of way.
I'm telling you, though, dude, I'm numb to it at this point. I really am. The disrespect that man has gotten throughout his whole career, I'm just not shocked anymore. I know he's better than Baker Mayfield. I know he's better than Tannehill. I don't even know what other quarterbacks are on this list, but they're probably going to, once we start hitting the 30s here, we're probably going to be seeing a lot of quarterbacks from 30 all the way to 1. But he's going to be better than a decent amount of those dudes. Well, I say he's better than all of them, but you know where I'm coming from with that. I got my bias. Ben's my favorite player, but
he's still a beast, though, bro.
No, what I'm saying is like last year, I still have him based off just last year, you know, in that top 6 or 7. I thought he had that type of season. So you combine that with
statistically, the numbers are there.
You combine that with who he's been throughout his career. He's up there. He's up there with anyone.
Yeah.
And these jackasses that make these lists, they just don't understand that, man. They just want to disrespect him at any point they can. It's disappointing.
I feel like we fall into this trap. They know we passionate. They know we're going to talk about them. So you know what? Y'all want this energy. Y'all going to get this energy, man. Throw the list away, man. I don't like the list at all, man.
Cause I don't. Who else? We got TJ. He's probably gonna be in that top 40.
Disrespected though.
Yeah, we'll see where he ends up. Yeah, they'll have Myles Garrett ahead of him. They'll have Khalil Mack.
I was gonna say that's the one for me. Like Khalil. I love his game, but at this stage, TJ is a better player right now, man. But there for a fact, you know they're gonna have Khalil above that, man.
Because that's all we're gonna see probably is just TJ.
No, we gotta have one more.
I don't think.
TJ, dang, you're right. Minka's already up there.
Minka's up there, and we have Cam
already up there. Yeah,
You would think maybe one of the receivers could have snuck in at the bottom, but no, didn't happen.
Oh, gosh. Are we really? No way.
We'll fly under the radar. It's fine.
Yeah, because no
O-line. We'll take the disrespect.
No linebacker. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man. This is nuts. It's pretty crazy, man.
Yeah, because Joe Hayden, he didn't make it.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's been so many of these lists now up to this point where I'm telling you, bro, I'm just like, all right, dude. They've disrespected Minka on like 3 or 4 of these lists, whether it's PFF.
You saw what Minka tweeted, right? He was like, man, here I was thinking I'll have a peaceful Sunday night. And then y'all go ahead and do this right here, man.
Yeah, I was hesitant to completely go off just because the list isn't over. But as we break it down and we understand there's probably going to be more safeties on this list above him.
We know for a fact 3 of them dudes.
And we talked about this. It's like, I don't care if you have Simmons above him, if you have another player, like, what other player? Maybe
Buddha. You could say Buddha Baker, but I still feel like Buddha is more like in the Tyrann Mathieu vein than he is.
See, I'd be fine with Mathieu. I think Mathieu or Simmons. That's about it. But I'm still having Minka 1. I'm just saying objectively, Minka's in the top 3. If you have your certain bias one way or another, I'm not going to go crazy about it. But then to have, I think the one list had Minka in like the 5 or 6 range, and then Madden had him in the 10.
Yeah,
like in the top 10. It was ridiculous.
But I wonder, why do you think they are like that towards Minka? Because we know coverage wise he excels. We know he creates turnovers. The tackling part, does it need to be worked on? Sure, but I don't feel like the tackling is to that part where it's just all these other skills that we see. Nah, it doesn't matter. This is just that bad that all that's wiped away. I don't get that impression. Do I think he can improve in tackling? Absolutely. Do I think we want him to improve in tackling? Absolutely. But I never got that sense that it was so bad that it was just this liability, and ultimately whatever he can do coverage wise is just, you take it with a grain of salt because of how bad this tackling is. When I see these lists and how they view Minka around the league, it seems like it just doesn't add up, man.
No,
I'm not getting it, bro.
It's just being disrespectful. I don't know if it's how we finished our season that they're trying to attribute that to some of our players or not, but I think Cam at 50 something, actually, that's not bad.
But I feel like that is bad because Aaron Donald's going to be in the 50s. Not saying that Cam is in Aaron Donald's conversation, but Cam has been the 2nd or 3rd best D lineman for the past couple of years now. So when I think of how high they're going to have Donald rated, I'm like, man, Cam has steadily been producing, steadily getting Pro Bowls, steadily being a disruptive player in the middle.
So here's some of the names they have above him. I kind of get what you're saying. Grady Jarrett.
And Grady's really good. I like Grady's game a lot, man.
See, Cam Jordan, it's tough because he's more of the edge rusher in that type of defense.
Yeah, like a 4-3 style.
Yeah. No other guys on the defensive line ahead of him so far. But they have receivers like Keenan Allen, Justin Jefferson. Oh, they do have Zadarius Smith, though, outside linebacker.
Yeah, that's an edge rusher. That's like if they would have like Bud.
But would you put Cam over in a vacuum, Cam over Zadarius?
No, I wouldn't. But like, they're two different. This
list is just
has
tough.
Crazy impact. It gets crazy that when you start throwing in the skill position, because now we're going to have a conversation of, is Cam at 57 more impactful than, what was the receiver you just named at
Justin Jefferson, Keenan Allen.
Right, then like Keenan Allen, for example.
They have Mike Evans above him too.
And now you get into this issue of, well, how do you weight it?
Right, that's why.
How do you weight that?
For Cam, let's see who they have listed after him in this top 40, because
right
a lot of the lists up to
this, the only one that's ahead of him.
A lot of the lists up to this point have had him in like that top 5. They haven't been disrespecting Cam or Tuitt. They've had them both in the top 10. Cam around like 4 or 5, and then Tuitt in like 8 or 9 range. Yeah, but they don't have Tuitt in this top 100. Let's see what they do with the Cam ranking, though. They got him at 57, but you're right. We got to just see how it plays out for the rest of his position. Yeah. Like, what if he's top 4 still, being at 57? Right. So it's not as bad. Maybe he could be bumped up a few spots.
It just feels so bad, though, when you see the number next to it. Like, God, you mean there's that many guys that are better than Cam in the league right now?
He's always on this list, though.
Yeah, he is.
They just consistently throw him on there. And deservingly so. You got anything else with this one, though?
Nah, that was kind of
just getting disrespected as usual.
Bro. You know the usual. We gotta make our own list. That's what we needed. I think Eric Hargrove recommended. He said we just gotta make our own Steelers list, man.
Okay.
You want to know how we rate the positions? We'll rate the positions. Number 1, quarterback, Ben Roethlisberger. Number 1, running back, Najee Harris. Number 1, running back, or wide receiver. Oh, controversy here. 3-way tie.
Well, I got Claypool.
Oh, okay.
Right now I'm going Claypool, Deontay,
James Washington,
and then Juju.
dark horse.
Oh,
hey now,
nice.
Motivated contract year.
You're not wrong.
Trade bait. Yeah.
Now we got some upper room members here.
Yes, we do, man.
Hit on them
real quick. Yeah. So some swag game.
Maybe it's only one.
Yeah, it's only one. Yeah, because we already got Katie. Shout out to Katie. She was in here early. But yeah, some swag gaming, man. Shout out to you and welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, baby. I like it. And then as always, John Doe in company letting y'all know to hit the like button with them bullseyes. You know, they stay heavy on it, man. Yes, indeed. And Eric, in terms of where I got the GMU drip from, it actually was the bookstore, man. Just JMU's bookstore, man. Just go on that thing. It's got all these, little JMU merch like that, baby.
That is dope.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it. You know, we're the shirt guys today, man. They liking your shirt. They liking our shirt. Like, we good, man. That's clean, though.
Shout out. Yeah.
That's clean. Yes, indeed. Hey, and some swag game. And I'm glad you felt that in your soul, baby, because that came from the heart, from the heart when I sung that to you. We there. Family now. All right, let's get into this. I guess we already got into the first topic. We'll get into our other first topic then.
Sure.
And man, we getting in this thing hot and heavy, babe. We got to start out with the Devin Bush, Joe Schobert, who is the 3-down linebacker. Because we've had some interesting reports that have come out in the past 24 hours now, man. We know when, not just with this situation, but also we got even more details about the contract. Can we salute the man by the name of Kevin Colbert, please? Round of applause. God, that dude is a monster when it comes to this stuff. You saw these numbers, dude. Like, how?
I don't know. Did Jacksonville just really view Schobert like that?
How? I don't get it, man.
Because they brought in some dude. They brought in some dude that he was competing with. So I think they just viewed Schobert as expendable and wanted to get him off the roster in a way.
I mean,
which is crazy to me. But you're right. And then how much are they? It's $3 million one way or another.
Yeah, I think they were taking on 3.5. I think they said of that, and we're on the cap for. It was like a cap hit of 1.5 for us. Yeah,
it's only a cap hit of 1.5.
Yes, dude. It's something like ridiculous like that, bro. Yeah.
Okay, because they did some type of restructuring where that cap hit's gonna go against him for future years. I think that's what it is. Because remember how it was 0 on the dead cap? That's probably how they have the cap hit right now at 1.5 million.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see. Because I was sitting here like, bro, this is nuts right here, man. Because even in the concept of, all right, if you're just trying to offload a guy because you don't want the cap hit, well, you wouldn't take on that much of his contract. So that part didn't add up. Then I'm like, okay, if you're just trying to get younger, I'm like, he's still a young player. You still have this dude 3 more seasons before he's 30. Like, I don't get it, man. But I'm glad they did do it. Shout out to them for that, man. Shout out to them for that. Yeah,
they're essentially paying half. It's saying $3.65 million of his $7 million salary. That's what the Jaguars are paying. So we're paying the difference there, which is basically half.
For a 6th-round pick.
Yeah, and a 6th-round pick.
Bro.
So here's what happened too. Schobert agreed to turn $2.36 million of this year's salary and convert it into a signing bonus, which turns Schobert's 2021 cap hit to $1.35 million. Yeah. So I don't know if that goes on to future years or not. That $2.36 million.
It just means now that they've essentially he already has that money paid for. So whatever happens going forward, that part is always going to have to carry over. That we talk about like with Joe Hayden's deal, right? Why he still has a cap hit of what is his cap hit right now? I want to say his cap hit was like double digits.
Oh yeah.
But a large part of that wasn't because what his salary was going to be this season. It was because the signing bonus that he got when he first signed the deal and just how they did like pick which year they wanted to hit. Yeah. So by them converting that to, you said it was like 2-point-something million or whatever to a signing bonus. That's why. So they
might have that on next year's cap hit. So if we do cut him, it's not going to be 0 anymore. Right. It might be $1 million or $2 million.
Right. Even though he's technically he's getting that same 7.5 this season. It's just how it's chopped up for him. That's all.
Okay. I get you. But no, dude, you're right. That's just an amazing deal.
Yeah.
A 6th-round pick. We're probably going to be getting a lot of comp picks too. We talked about this whenever we traded for Loudermilk. Remember, we were like, oh man, I can't believe we gave up a pick next year. It's like we should be getting a lot with some of these dudes that we lost in free agency.
Mike, who else got paid? Oh man.
Filer.
Oh, yeah, he was the other one. I was about to say it was the third guy. Yeah. Oh, those significant, man.
But yeah, it's an amazing deal. Now, going back to what you said about some of the things that Schobert's saying, it makes it even a better deal because it looks like he's going to have instant impact.
Yeah.
Big time need.
Yeah, man. From obviously, I mean, this stuff is out there now, but I mean, as soon as he got there, day one, rep one, he's with the ones. He talked about it in the in his press conference after practice. Coaches confirmed it as well. But yeah, they're not putting the training wheels on him, man. They're throwing him out there and letting him learn. You know, he confirmed it himself that he's going to be the green dot guy. He's learning the dime backer position. He's learning the Mac linebacker position, which obviously got everybody talking because green dot, dime linebacker, Mac backer, typically the linebacker that does not come off the field. Now, we know that we drafted Devin Bush a couple years ago, 10th overall, and he was supposed to be in that role. So once this information came out from Joe, got a lot of people talking, got a lot of people, you know, trying to figure out what's going on here, because that was a little bit of the debate before he went out there on the practice field. How would he align? What group would he be with? What does it mean for Devin Bush? But for me, man, I can totally understand why the team is taking this approach right now. As it stands right here in August 16th, right? Joe Schobert's a better football player than Devin Bush. Not a better athlete, just a better football player. Now, what I mean by that is the productivity that Joe has had throughout his career, season after season, different coordinators, different teams, different divisions.
Yeah, he said he has, I think he said six different schemes or something like that.
This would be his seventh scheme or something like that, he said, yeah. But for a fact, he's been productive in every single defense, every single situation he's been in. He's been to a Pro Bowl already. He's signed a massive extension already. Devin Bush hasn't done any of that just yet. Even if you go on a season per season basis, Devin hasn't been able to have the productivity that Joe has had either. So Joe is a better player today. Not saying that Devin has the higher ceiling, because Devin is a great athlete, but right now Devin is behind Joe with this. Now, I like it because it's going to alleviate some of the pressure off of Devin, right? We talked about, man, all right, mentally, man, it's a lot when you got to.
One, he just needs to get physically back.
Yeah. Even though he said he's 100% and he was being held back, we know sometimes that, man, you know, your perspective versus his perspective might be a little different here. So with Devin, I just feel like alleviating the pressure of having to be the guy, alleviating the pressure of having to be the communicator, having to take on the crazy assignments and coverage. Like, I think that that's going to help him early on, getting his feet back under him, so he doesn't have to feel like he has to be Superman. If he's next to Spillane early on, he's going to feel like he has to be Superman. He's going to feel like he has to do extra. And now when you
combine with trying to communicate everything to the defense
while coming back from a knee injury, right? We know that he's been in and out of preseason and training camp, so it was a lot going on there, man. But now when you're sitting there, you got Joe next to you, who's a proven player, who is a Pro Bowler, who has already done this multiple times, can cover, can play the run, can rush the passer. He checks every box that you want. And he doesn't give you any off-field issues either. Yeah, you want a guy like that here to help Devin Bush out, to help him, mentor him, to get him to understand, like, look, this is how it is right here, right? This is how we operate. But I also like the fact that, you know, I'm a big competition guy. I know we don't always like competition, but I love competition because one thing's going to happen. You're either going to find out if this guy can rise to the occasion or he's going to fall. And now we know, all right, this isn't the guy for that spot right there. But with this, this is Devin's first time having competition in the NFL. Vince Williams was never competition to Devin Bush. Robert Spillane was never competition to Devin Bush. Devin would come to work every day and never have to worry about if a guy was better than him at his spot, if he was ever going to come off the field. Now with Joe being here, it's a legitimate situation where, hey, Devin, you legitimately could be coming off the field on third downs now. We drafted you 10th overall 2 years ago, but you could be legitimately coming off the field right now. Take that as disrespect. Take it as like, yo, this isn't cool. And you should want to rise to that occasion. But now we got somebody that can legitimately challenge him to make him have to rise to that occasion. And now we're just going to find out more about Devin. And that's, to me, what I'm really excited about. Because if he does do it, if he does rise to that and he becomes who we think he can become, well, it just makes our defense that much better.
Defense that much better, and the linebacker tandem of him and Schobert that much better.
Yes.
I could see this being really good because now Schobert, we obviously talked about his specialty being in coverage. That's
Mm-hmm.
what Devin Bush we were hoping would be his specialty. We haven't seen that to full bloom just yet. Do you like Devin taking on more of the Vince Williams type of stuff and Spillane type of stuff that we were talking about and expecting Spillane to be doing as kind of like a rover, getting more mixed up in the run game?
I feel like that's going to be better for Devin early on, especially while Devin is getting his legs back up under him. I mean, that was the biggest reason why we wanted Devin practicing, why you want Devin in preseason games. Because if you don't have him out there in these situations, we all operate with a false sense of comfort, a false sense of security that, oh, Devin, hey, man, we know he's a great athlete, so he can cover everybody. We know Devin's a great athlete. Oh, he'll get downhill and make every tackle until you have to do it. And we saw like, hey, man, you're going to need to practice. You're going to need to be out here. And now you're going to get that, man. So I do think, man, him being in the box more because of Joe being here will alleviate some of that pressure from him and allow him to do those things and play a little faster and just get more confidence under him. Not saying that he's lacking in confidence, but the more you make plays, the more confidence you get at the NFL level. So for Devin, man, you want to get more of that under your belt, man. So I just don't see this. I don't see how this could be negative at all for him, man. I mean, I can, but as a whole, the end result, I just feel like it's going to be super positive for him.
Yeah, definitely. The competition for the 3-down linebacker spot should only light a fire in him. And I think you've seen some of these reports, like Bush has a little bit more pep in his step in training camp right now, which is cool. I just like the idea of them two as a tandem. And what's crazy is a 6th-round pick, dude, a former Pro Bowler, a dude that's potentially going to be the 3-down linebacker where we're taking Devin Bush off the field. Whereas, like, what we had to do to get Devin Bush was trade up, use a 1st-round pick. Whereas we just got this dude. He might be our full-time starter at middle linebacker position for a 6th-round pick. Like, that's just crazy. You got to give a shout-out to Schobert because you're seeing even those things or tweets and information floating around on the internet where after DeCastro, we end up getting Trey Turner, Schobert, Melvin Ingram, and we still have $11 million in cap space somehow. Like, that's just crazy.
Yeah, and he was patient.
That's wizardry right there.
He was patient through it all, right? I mean, we've obviously talked about different players that were available early on. But once again, right, this is why, in terms of Kevin, why he can't wait like that. And also why media, even though you'll have certain names out there, you never really know who's fully available because nobody would have known that Joe Schobert, a year after signing that deal, and being a super productive player for them a year ago. It wasn't like he was down there and sucked. No, he balled out down there as well. But when you think of that, nobody would have said, oh, yeah, Joe is a guy that, you know, we should be targeting. Joe is the guy that's available. That's one of those, you got to know the person to know that deal, you know, and it's good to see that. I'm glad that Kevin has those resources. But now you think about it, Kevin has, I mean, we talked about it on last show. They've done some business with Jacksonville now a couple of times, man. So hopefully they just keep them phone lines open, baby. Keep them phone lines open.
And that's the thing with having the $11 million in cap space. We could see how the preseason plays out because I think our next thing is probably cornerback.
Yeah.
Is if we're going to make a move, we probably should before the season here. It'd be wise to do before the season, but I could see us making one mid-season just kind of like we did with Avery Williamson too.
True.
If like first 3 weeks it's not working out, hey, we got to make a move at cornerback somehow, some way. Because there's some good slot corners out there still. We talked about that. Maybe we make a trade. I don't know what exactly it would be, but it's nice to still have that flexibility with bringing in some of these guys that fill a need that we were concerned about earlier in the offseason. It was like, we're losing guys. Let's trust the process a little bit. And then it's really paid off here in this training camp portion of it.
No, for a fact, man. For a fact. Now, I currently got a poll running right here about who, you know, the group would want to see as the 3-down linebacker, whether it be Joe Schobert or Devin Bush. So as those votes are going in right now, I'm going to get some of these super chats and some of these upper room members.
I'm going to go Schobert.
All right. Get your vote on, man. Get your vote on.
Yeah.
So Craig Newman, welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Then after that, we got Miles Harrington. Miles, welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. And then we got my guy, my barber, my partner, them in the building, man, just letting us know he is on set and contributing to the vibe, man. We appreciate you. And you still got me looking crispy, man. So shout out to you as well, baby. Next up, we got Chip Slater showing a little love, man. We appreciate that as well, baby. Yes, indeed. And then it looks like, can't see the message from Tyree. I think he's going to circle the block and spin that back. So whenever you do, we'll be ready for it to read off. But then we also got Joe Mernert. Joe Murner. Welcome to the Upper Room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right, man. This is probably our closest vote that we've had.
Yeah, it is, actually.
This thing is spicy right now. So for those that, might have just hopped on with us, man, talking about who we want as a 3-down linebacker, because Joe Schobert, everything that he said in his interview yesterday after practice gives the impression that he will be the 3-down linebacker. He said he's going to be wearing the green dot. He said he's going to be the MAC linebacker. That's the guy who makes all the huddle calls, makes all the checks and audibles on defense. And then he said he'll be the dime linebacker, which is essentially when we go to our nickel package, dime package, where we're going to bring in extra smaller defenders, the coverage guys. We always talked about, Edmonds, he could do this, or Min could do that. It's going to be one linebacker on the field. And typically it's been Devin Bush. But because of what Joe had said yesterday, sounds like it's going to be Joe Schobert. So, man, we had to talk about this because one is homegrown, right? Devin Bush, we had the craziest high expectations for him since we traded up to get him. We know that, man, we hadn't traded up in a draft to get a defender since Woodson, right? I think that was the last time we traded up.
Did we trade up for Polamalu? I think we traded up for Polamalu.
Yeah,
we traded up for Holmes, too.
Yeah, but I'm saying, I think they said that, because was it because it was top 10, I want to say, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it was the top 10. It was
Troy Polamalu, we traded up to the teams.
Right. But Woodson was the last one they said they did that with. So when you think about the expectations, you think about the feeling that we had for Devin even a week ago. This is crazy, because life happens fast in the NFL. But that is the NFL for you, man. It's just crazy when it's happening like this to a guy that was a 10th round pick 2 seasons ago. But now you got a chance to respond. How you going to respond to that adversity, man? We're seeing Kevin Dotson go through. We'll talk about him and a slew of other guys going through some of the adversity and how they've either overcome it or in some cases they're looking like they're succumbing to that adversity. Now Devin's going to get his opportunity, though. He's going to get his chance to go through this, man.
Yeah, I don't think this is necessarily a shot at Devin Bush bringing him in because I think them as a tandem could work really well. Maybe just Bush isn't ready for that communication type stuff. That's all. And like you said, Schobert has been more proven throughout his NFL career. And I think this frees Bush up. Like you said, I'm more amped up about this for Bush as opposed to the opposite.
Now,
am I wrong for feeling that?
Absolutely. Like we'll make it positive, and we talked about the positive element. But if you're Devin Bush, this is a absolute slap in the face. They don't draft you 10th overall 2 years ago to tell you that you need to come be Robin. That's essentially what he is right now. He's Robin.
Okay, so there's that much of a distinction, you think? I think of 2 starting middle linebackers. This is awesome for the team.
So imagine when those 2 starting linebackers and they're like, okay, one of y'all got to come off the field.
But how often is that though?
It's possession downs.
Maybe 10 snaps in a game.
And you're used to playing 100% of those snaps.
I get it.
If Minka came off the field for 10 snaps, we would feel that. If Ben came off the field for 10 snaps, we would feel that, right? Same thing. If Dotson came off the field for 10 snaps, we would feel that. You feel those things, man. So yeah, if you're Devin Bush, bro, you go from playing every single snap for you trying to come in here saying, hey, I'm trying to make a Pro Bowl this year. I don't come off the field. And now it's like, hey, man, you know what? We're gonna lighten your load a little bit, baby. We got something for you. Don't worry. Hey, Devin, go sit on the sideline. Hey, get you some Gatorade. Take your time. We got you on this one. Nah, bro. As a player, you never want that. Never. You do not want to, because by him accepting this, essentially what Devin would be saying is, you know what? Yeah, you do. You're better than me. That's what you're saying. You're better than me. If you're Devin Bush, you shouldn't be saying that about anybody in the league that plays linebacker. Like, that has to be your energy because we want you to be the best linebacker in the league. You can't be the best linebacker in the league if you're not the best linebacker on your team. That's that. You see what I'm saying here?
He can still be really damn good though, because I'm thinking of the Bucs, man, because they have 2 stud linebackers. Bro, so
the timing was different.
No, I get what you're saying. From a team standpoint, though, I'm just way more amped. We got 2 stud linebackers now.
It's a great situation team wise. We're not talking team. We're talking Devin specifically, though. Devin specifically, this isn't a benefit for Devin. It will be in the long run, but right now, this isn't good for Devin. Right now, this is a slap in the face because they're saying, hey, Devin, we feel like we need to lighten your load. You shouldn't be wanting to feel like they need to lighten your load. Imagine if they say, hey, Ben, we need to lighten your load this year, man. You're doing too much. We got you. Take it easy. Nah. You feel like you're the guy. You feel like you're in your prime, and you feel like you're the reason you make this team better. So if you're Devin, by them saying, hey, man, we're going to ease it up for you. We're going to take some of this off for you. That's not what they brought you here for.
I get what you're saying because the ego's in play there for sure.
They brought you here to be the man.
if Schobert can lighten the load for Bush, and Bush could be more of a stud because of that.
I feel like that's how it's going to work out, though.
That's a benefit to Bush. Then I get it. You have to have an ego check a little bit,
right?
Though.
And I'm looking at it from wide angle, right? In terms of, this is great for Devin because it's going to take the pressure off of Devin. It's going to allow Devin to learn from a veteran that is better, right? Because Vince, even though Vince is a veteran, Devin looking at Vince is never going to be the same because he knows, dude, you haven't done anything that I'm reaching for. You haven't had a Pro Bowl. You haven't had an All Pro. You got the contract, great. But athletically, you can't do anything that I can do. We're two different positions. We're two different people here. Whereas with Joe, he's going to look at Joe and say, dude, Joe might legit be pushing me here. Joe legit might have me right here. I'm going to have to elevate. I'm going to have to step up. That's great for Devin long term. But in the small right here, the fact that they brought him in there to solidify your spot, your position, that's not cool. And that's what I'm saying.
You think it's more of a shot at Bush, though, as opposed to having Spillane and just us needing depth? I get that we're giving Schobert maybe more of a role than Bush potentially because of the green dot and stuff.
I'm just simply saying this. Football, this is in the locker room talk right here, right? This is a direct shot at him. Spillane was never in competition for Devin Bush. Spillane was never going to have Devin Bush coming off the field. When you talk about a guy coming in here day one and you're going to be the guys coming off the field, that is a shot at you.
It feels like to me though the trade was made because of Spillane.
Yeah.
But then it just went up another level as soon as he got here.
Yes.
He's basically just skipping all the steps right now. But I mean, he's been in the league for how long and has had the production.
But still, Avery Williamson came in last year. He was in the league for a long time, had production. But even with him, they were slow in terms of how they used him, right?
I do feel better about this Schobert trade than Avery Williamson, though.
We always do because it's more recent.
No, I get that. But, I mean, he's made a Pro Bowl, and I think he is better in coverage. That's been more of his MO as opposed to Avery Williamson. Right. He was coming off the ACL and everything. Yeah. And we're getting him a few weeks before the season's even starting. Yeah. So he's going to be more acclimated. And it seems like the Steelers are higher on him than Avery Williamson. To give him to come in day one, like you said, practicing with the ones and saying, hey, I'm getting the green dot.
Not just practicing with the ones, 7-shot first plays out there.
It must have been that Thursday night game, dude. The 2 picks against Mason. They became enamored with him.
But, bro, he's had 7 interceptions in the past 2 seasons. Like, that's insane. Just 7 interceptions. Not even talking about the PBUs, not even talking about the forced fumbles. None of the others turn. Like, the dude is crazy productive. Like, he is a good player, a legitimate player. That's why I'm excited about it, man. It's a great problem to have, man.
Yeah. So what are we talking about then with this? Schobert versus
just in terms
Bush.
Of
like who would you want?
Who do you want coming off the field?
Based off the question.
Or excuse me, because right now I say not who do you want staying on the field. So who do you want as the 3-down linebacker?
I'm good with Schobert. Just because if he's saying that and the Steelers are feeling that way, let's do it. And I think it does benefit Devin Bush. As much as he might not like that, I think it benefits Bush, which benefits the team.
Even if
so
it's
I'm about
competition,
it.
Huh?
Yeah, whatever, man.
I like it. Just not a quarterback.
Hell no.
I love it. At least you're consistent. I like the consistency there. I like it.
Ben's the guy.
I like it.
I'm not having that.
Yeah, so we've had the poll up for 11 minutes now. A little over 220 people voted so far. Yeah, 59%, man. They went with Joe Schobert, man. They want him to be the 3-down linebacker. Now, we're going to look into some of these comments as well. If you could see on your end any of them as well to pull
Super
up.
Chats or just
just regular comments right now, just regular ones, yeah.
Okay.
Because I got one more super chat.
Yep, I got a few. Yeah. Money bags. If he's better in coverage, so be it. I guess he's saying like, let's go with Schobert.
Yeah.
Juicebox 32. This should push Bush to bust. What the hell? We got a poem here. We got a haiku.
Here we go.
This should push Bush to bust his tush and win the dot. That's not bad.
We got a haiku here. You are silly, bro.
That's not bad. Black and Martyr. Iron sharpens iron. Micah Hemp. Boy, they said Schobert was calling plays in practice already. It's over.
Like, seriously, he was. Yeah.
And this is brand new scheme then for him, too.
Well, familiar, though, because he was with Ray Horton. Oh, my goodness. Ray coached here. He was before I got here. He would have been 10, I want to say 10, 12 time frame maybe, before he left to go to Tennessee. But that's when, but either way, Schobert had Ray in Cleveland. So got some carryover with the verbiage, similar to Avery Williamson as well.
Okay.
When he was coming from, obviously he came from the Jets, but he was in Tennessee with LeBeau, so he had a little carryover as well. So with Joe, similar in that. So it's not completely new. He has some familiarity, but like you said, first day out, he was definitely calling the plays in the huddle, man.
Jerome Smith, I want production and consistently good pass coverage. So Joe, Douglas Cooley, they say Devin is going harder in practice now.
He's definitely had a pep in his step, man.
Dylan Goodson.
But before we get to the next topic, right? Devin has a pep in his step now. But why does it have to take a player like Joe coming here for you to now want to practice harder? For you to now have a little bit more pep in your step? Why?
What do you think?
No comment. Let's keep going.
What do you think? Competition? Is that what you're saying?
I told you it's different when you're looking at Spillane versus when you're looking at Joe. It's going to elevate you. But I just don't like the fact that it took that for you to want to practice harder, for you to want to get elevated now. Like, do that all the time. That's my thing, man. But we're good, man. Let's go.
Yeah. Now, this one's a good comment because I thought about this. Mm-hmm. I thought there were rumblings about this, but it never happened. Steelers wanted Schobert last offseason, but he was out of the price range. This was a great pickup. I remember rumors about that, but then seeing what he signed for, it was just like there was no way in hell we were making that move.
And that was before we started doing all this like exotic free agency stuff where we trading and
this is phenomenal.
Folks. Like we've never had an offseason like this before, man.
This is phenomenal. Yeah. Like the players we actually bring up on like, hey, we should look out for this guy, Melvin Ingram.
Yeah, we
made the move.
It's crazy.
We lose to Castro, we bring in Trey Turner, former Pro Bowler.
Man.
I get he had a down season and everything, but it was a need, and we made the move.
It was exciting.
I mean, there's a couple that are still left out on the table, but for the most part, I'm just happy we've made some of these moves.
Yeah, bro. It was nuts, man. It was nuts, bro.
And then to get Schobert, and you brought up, this was out of the blue.
Yeah.
Like, this wasn't
Nobody knew who was available.
We thought we were just going to be going with Spillane.
Yeah. I thought the only person who was available down there was CJ. Like, think about the reports where CJ was available. Nothing about Joe.
That's the next move.
Yeah.
Let's see how this well, I don't know if we'll get a realistic view of what the defense is going to look like with the secondary based off these preseason games. Maybe it will take a couple weeks in the season. Maybe I was wrong about that for us to make a move. Because, I mean, we made the move for Minka Fitzpatrick after week 2. Someone got hurt. So maybe it takes...
Sean Davis. That was the one.
Yeah. So maybe it takes the first 2 or 3 weeks. Things aren't looking right with Sutton.
Mm-hmm.
Secondary is looking a little shaky. We got to make a move. Maybe that's what it takes. Maybe it's just not right now. I would love to make the move right now.
Yeah. All right, let me get back to some of these super chats real quick. All right, Tyree McClendon. Now, Tyree, so now I caught what you did, man. We appreciate your support in a big time way. I thought he was sending messages and it was like getting deleted, but he was just contributing. So, yeah, major love to you for that, Tyree. We definitely appreciate that. Aaron Breeze. Aaron says, can we talk about how clutch Kevin Colbert has been this offseason? Trey Turner, Melvin Ingram, and Joe Schobert. We've been talking about him. Yes, Kevin Colbert, man, big time salute, tip of the cap. My man has been on one this offseason, baby. Yes, indeed. Next up, we got L_D_2 Drippy Carter. He says, Joe, coming in, we'll make it break these linebackers. What the heck? Joe coming in.
Make or break?
Yeah,
it should be make or break.
Yeah. All right. Joe coming in will definitely make it. Joe coming in. Dude, it is.
Joe coming in will make or break these linebackers.
There you go.
Should feel disrespected. Spillane should be punching the wall. Should make the team better. I love it.
Yeah, good call on that. Lord, boy, reading, I was like, jeez. Just though, man. Now, Spillane, man, he talk about NFL life coming at you fast. Not just for Devin. Spillane as well. Spillane, you go from being a starter essentially to now, you better make sure you hot. Keep that tape hot because they ain't gonna keep a lot of them.
We have a lot of inside linebackers right now.
Mark, sound like that. That room is crowded now. Yeah. So that's gonna be interesting right there, man.
It was crowded even with Vince, but now you bring a dude with the caliber of Schobert. Certain positions, it's not as important. Where like Spillane having Vince and Bush, you were like, we actually need Spillane probably as like a third guy to come in.
Somebody different, yeah.
But now we have Schobert. Is Spillane a difference maker in the inside linebacker group?
Would you rather have Spillane as a guy that gets a couple snaps? Or would you rather roll with Buddy Johnson as a guy to get a couple snaps?
Yeah, I don't think we're cutting Buddy. So it's probably
but that's what I'm saying. Like
it's probably between Spillane, Gilbert, and Allen. Then.
Yeah.
Who you want?
But you see how fast it happens, right?
Yeah.
That's the NFL for you, man. That is the NFL. Fans, man, we like to, pleasantries, let it wait, simmer, patience. NFL, man, when they ready to pull that trigger, they pull that trigger, baby. Whew. So, yeah, keep the tape hot. Whatever you do, keep your tape hot.
It's just crazy the Steelers are doing this now. Like, this has just never been the case. Although we've been loaded on defense and stuff. Like, we've been pretty good. Yeah. The turntables for us have mostly been line and receivers, I thought. Because we've had some really good staples on defense, not only the thousands, but even 2010s outside of cornerback. Maybe we should have been making some of these moves earlier for like cornerback back in the teens. That part of the decade.
Oh man, this is it. I like it though. I like what we're doing right now, man. Then we had Hunter. Hunter hit us with how do they handle the green dot with only one allowed? All right, so Hunter, the way it works is this. Technically, you have 3 green dot helmets. All right, or no, excuse me, you have 2 green dot helmets. Rephrase that. 2 green dot helmets. Only one is out though, right? The other, no exaggeration, on the sideline, it is a like metal chest with a lock on it, and you have to like legitimately lock the second helmet in there with this chest.
Oh wow!
Key lock. You can't touch it unless the guy with the green dot gets injured, and he has to be out for the game. Okay, so it can't be he's tired and he come off the field. If he comes off the field, but he's still active and he's in a part of that game, you're just not gonna have a green dot on the field. You have to go hand signal. So that's how it works. So 1 green dot active player during the game, but if that guy gets hurt, you do have a backup green dot guy, but you can't open up that helmet until that main guy's helmet is locked in there. And that's the only reason why okay, he's ruled out of the game, because they take his helmet, lock that joint away. So yeah, that's how that thing works right there. But yeah, when the green dot goes down, oh man, them hand signals, boy, you start looking over here like, wait a minute, coach, hold on now, hold on, baby, hold on, slow that down. Yeah, not fun. And then I don't remember if I welcomed you or not, but you know what? Actually, I did not welcome you. So, Tyree McClendon.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Upper Room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right. Then we got some more. Oh, shout out to Oliver Glitz as well, man. Oliver Glitz, we appreciate your support.
Mm-hmm.
Man. Oh, and then we got 2 more. Yeah, so we got super chat right here from Let's Go UW. He spent the block on us. We always appreciate that. He says, so in terms of the secondary, with how Norwood has played so far, why are they keeping him at safety as opposed to cornerback? Since he seems to excel more in coverage, I think he could beat out James Pierre or Justin Lane.
I was thinking the same thing. He looks more like he has a body for the cornerback.
I think he does as well, but I feel like that cornerback room is crowded. And I think the coaches are high on the cornerbacks that they currently have. In terms of like your James Pierre, your Cam Sutton, obviously Joe Hayden, right? Even Arthur Milet to an extent. Antoine Brooks as well. Like we know it's a ton of names we're naming. I didn't even mention Mark Gilbert. Like it's a ton of names there. Whereas when we talk about the safety room, not as crowded.
He's the 3rd guy right now, right?
So even though if you're Coach Simon, you know that Trey projects to be a corner, he probably could project to be a nickel corner as well. But it's going to be hard to get him out there on this roster as a corner right now. So you have him learn the safety. You know he's the Swiss Army knife, right? We talked about that. Well, if I know he could, it's easier for him to transition to corner than it will be for him to transition back to safety in the season. So you spend him this whole offseason, learn safety, play safety.
Kind of like what they did with Brooks last year.
Absolutely. Learn this, get comfortable here. We know you can do that. That's not going to be an issue. We need to know if you can do this, because if you can do this, it opens up a lot more doors now. You might even be able to get on the field sooner than if you were just lined up as a corner. Yeah, because
Brooks even played last year a little bit.
So that's kind of how I look at the Trey situation. I agree. I think Trey, he can transition to be corner and be fine and really compete with those guys. But it just doesn't make sense right now for him to be in that fight when you know out of all those guys we named.
And you didn't even get to see him at safety at all.
And he's the only guy of those corners that we named that we feel can legitimately transfer back there to play safety and at least hold his own. Now, I still feel like Trey can be a good safety. He just has to understand, and this is the point of the preseason. I'm glad that play happened with Quez Watkins. He needs to feel that, because in practice, we broke it down, right? We said in practice, you can kind of come up there and hesitate, and you're going to get a false sense of security that you made that play, that guy isn't bursting out that smokestack like that, and you got time. But in all actuality, baby, you don't have time. It is literally a split second of my eyes find this angle, and I got a trigger right now. he's going to learn that because of that situation. So for Trey, man, I think that he's still progressing in the right direction, man. You're going to have those bumps and bruises, but you want that this time of year for Trey, man. But yeah, I definitely like the thought process though with that, man.
No, yeah, I think you brought up all good points there, because I was wondering that. He looks like he is a way better body type to be a slot corner.
Yeah.
And just compared to like Minka and Terrell Evans, like he looks so small out there. Like it concerned me a little bit. Man. I'm like, I don't know if he's going to be getting mossed all the time. And then whenever Watkins just flew by him.
Maybe he'll be like Earl Thomas type.
I was a little concerned, but all right, you kind of squashed that a little bit right there.
That's the mindset though. That's because you're not expecting him to come in and start at safety. But you know, if one of those guys go down, you're going to need somebody. And right now, based on the roster, we just don't have a lot of that right now.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like we have a ton of veteran corner stuff, right? We talk about Arthur Millette. That brings, like, that's the type of guy that you would think of in that third safety role of, okay, we got a guy like that. But right now, we just don't. I thought Miles Killebrew would have been that guy, but they put him at linebacker.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess we forgot about him for that inside linebacker spot too.
Exactly. And then we say, Jordan Dangerfield, he's not up here anymore. So we don't have that, like, third or fourth veteran guy that you could just, okay, if we need a game to get about he's got to come in here and help us. If we need to get out of a half, he can help us. So yeah, you got to try to train Trey. You have to try to train Trey. Yeah.
Yeah, because if you're putting him at slot corner or in just that cornerback competition, what is he, maybe 5th or 6th on the depth chart, maybe even 7th, and then you're like, yeah, we should cut him. We need to cut him, but we don't have a backup safety. We haven't been practicing him at all at safety, so we don't really know. Yeah, now we got to cut him. Now we have no safety. So it's actually a perfect explanation. It makes 100% sense.
Yes, indeed. But we got a birthday today too, man. In the middle of this, man. Let's shout out to Carrie Robbins. Carrie Robbins, she says hello, or they say hello. It's my birthday today. Go Steelers. So, Carrie, with that being said, happy birthday. More life, baby. Keep living, keep excelling, and keep rocking that black and gold, baby. Yes, indeed. And then we had a couple more of these chats.
I got one.
Oh, you got it? Go ahead.
Vince Trombetta.
Oh, all right, man. You Italian? Yo, your pronunciation is just impeccable today. I think it's the Ben shirt, bro.
I'm worldwide, man.
I like the Reebok hat on it too, man. That's like vintage Ben right there.
This is rookie year. I think this is rookie year.
Right there, man. That's baggy clothes Ben with the
He autographed it. He autographed it too. I don't know if you could see it in the chat. He autographed this shirt.
Oh man, he should have personalized that to you, man. To my number one guy.
We got Vince Trombetta. No more moves until we sign TJ. If we're trading for CJ Henderson, I'm all for it.
Yeah,
I think we can make a move.
Well, and none of those moves are going to affect TJ in terms of like the money that we're trying to get for him right now. So he's still fine. We know what that situation is right now, man. The guaranteed talk, the guaranteed dance. What's the guaranteed amount? And we getting 100.
He wants 100.
Yeah,
for 5 years.
Yeah,
that's 25. But then he's probably gonna want the contract to be around 28 to 30.
But he wants the 100 guaranteed though. That's 100 in guaranteed money for now.
What did Garrett get? He got 25. Did he get 20 guaranteed?
Yeah, he got 100. I thought he had 100.
I think his contract's 100. Like he got 25 per year. Is it fully guaranteed?
No, it wasn't fully guaranteed, but the guaranteed.
That's what I'm thinking. It might be around 20. Let me look it up real quick.
Check that out. Yeah.
This could be a good gauge for TJ, the guarantee. But I mean, if he wants 100, he wants 100.
Right. I mean, because that's what I kept saying. He wants 100. Yeah.
Let's see what the precedent is. Guarantee. Oh, dude.
That's what I'm saying. He got.
Hold on.
I thought he got like 100.
Yeah. The whole. Oh, wait. Here it is. You're right. 100 guaranteed. Yeah. The contract's 5 years, 125.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like TJ wants 100 guaranteed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Non-quarterbacks still haven't done that.
My math's terrible. My math is so bad because whenever I was saying 5 years, 100, I thought that was 25 per year. That's 20 per year.
Yeah, and it's not just 100.
I'm sorry, my math is so bad.
Because Miles is at 28, or I think Miles is at 27 or 28 a year, and Bosa is right 25. In that same. Yeah,
Bosa is at 27.
That's what it was. Okay, Bosa is at 27, but Miles got 100 guaranteed. Yep. Yeah, that's the number, and that's seems to be what the sticking point is currently.
I'm fine with 100 guaranteed. I'm 100% fine with that. I don't want the cap hit to be 28, 29, 30 million.
Well, that's going to be how they distribute over those next years then. Because the 100's the 100.
Like the average salary with Garrett at 25, Bosa at 27. That's the thing that has me concerned. If you were getting that average salary up to $30 million,
it's going to be in that range.
That concerns me. But the guaranteed, I'm fine. Just give him 100. It's 20 a year then. I'm completely fine with that.
It's not 20 a year though, bro.
You could look at it that way.
In a sense, but the contract isn't going to be 5 years for $100 million. It's going to be 5 for
no,
$140
right.
million.
You're right. Yeah. But I'm fine with giving him the 100 guaranteed. It's the rest of it that's
right. But that's
now what does it equal out to?
Though. That's going to make it a 27, 28, 29.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. I'm starting to get concerned the more that gets up to 30.
But that's how it's going to have to. For him to get $100 million in guarantees, it's going to have to be, unless they're fully guaranteeing a contract for him, like that number is going to have to be up there like that, bro.
I'm good with 25 then. I'm good with 25. I'm getting more concerned.
Why you trying to shortchange my man TJ,
I'm just looking out for the Steelers right here.
Nah, man, I don't want to hit none of that. No. What was that this offseason with 7, huh? Where was I'm just trying to look out for the Steelers? Then it was, nah, man, we need 7 back. Get them back. Pay that man.
That's how I was looking out for the Steelers. We need 7.
Man, come on, bro. Come on, man. Don't do my man TJ like that. TJ has done everything to earn this here money, man. Pay that man the 100.
You get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying, though. I'm with you. I'm with you on the 100 guaranteed. 30 a year though for an outside linebacker is concerning.
But it's TJ though.
He's good. It's
now
concerning.
He's just good? No way. You ain't just downplay TJ to just good. Come on, baby.
I say that in the best way I can.
No, you not.
He's really good.
Not. Really good. Come on, bro. TJ finished number 2. Defensive player of the year rating. Defensive player of the year voting. 2 years in a row now. Consecutively. That's not really good. Come on, baby. That's generational. That's
I don't blame the Steelers for being concerned about $30 million a year. I really don't. We can't go into this season without TJ. So something's going to have to happen.
So pay that
I'm just not going to feel the best about it.
But he's worth it. Is he not worth it though?
$30 million's tough. You're going to have to get it done though, because you can't go into the season without TJ. I don't feel the best about it. I'm just telling you.
Oh, come on.
25, 100% fine. 100%
you gotta pay that man.
They are. And I'm going to be good with it just from the standpoint that we're going to have TJ this season. But
so you said
long term,
the 30 mil is the sticking point, right? Well, just because I want to,
it's going to have to happen though. I understand that. It just sucks.
Well, I was going to ask the chat as well, man. In terms of, because I want to make sure it's the 30 mil is the sticking point. I'll just say simply, would you want TJ back on a 30 mil per year deal? You know, because that's essentially what it's going to be.
I don't want it, but there's a difference between want and need.
Yeah,
you need TJ for this season. And if that's what gets him to be playing this season, you're just going to have to do it. You can't go into this without him. You can't.
I'm just put it out here. Would you want TJ Watt for $30 million per year? That's what we at right now. Ask the community a simple yes or no. Dude, you bring up a good, like, I do understand, like, in all seriousness, no, I do understand, like, where you're coming from, because that is a ton of money for a non-quarterback position. And why we keep saying that is, quarterbacks, we know that's what they make, but they have the hardest position, right? Everything has to go through them for that offense to work. But when you think about 30 mil per year, just think about the caliber of players you can get. Multiple players,
you get multiple
for that 30 mil per year. That's the
get
big
2 Bud
part.
Duprees.
Seriously, like, absolutely. Like, if you're asking people right now, hey, would you rather have 2 Bud Duprees or would you just rather have 1 TJ Watt? And kind of put
that's
all
a legitimate
your eggs
conversation.
In that. Because some people, I know for me, I would rather have 2 Buds, because at least if one went down, I know I still got somebody that's gonna be in that vein. Whereas you put all your eggs in one basket now.
Luckily, we have Highsmith.
True, but it's a difference. We know that, right? So when you put that much in a non-quarterback, if they don't produce like that, like think Khalil Mack in Chicago. Khalil Mack has been playing well, but he hasn't been doing that. Like when you like that's. That first year when Khalil went out there, we had that crazy season. We was the pick 6.
I think he won decoy, didn't
he? Yeah, when he just went absolutely bonkers. Like when you're getting paid like
as
that,
a team though, they still didn't do shit.
Right. They still suck. So when you're talking about paying a guy like that, it has to look like that, but it's still, when you're talking about how it accounts for wins. Now we know they had Mitch Trubisky, so I understand that. But still,
that's the point.
When you're paying a guy that much money, you want it to not just account for individual success. You wanted to account for team success as well. And for a fact, they were balling that year, though. Their defense was going crazy that year. The defense definitely went crazy. But it still didn't account to, like...
Same with Von Miller after the Super Bowl. He got that big-ass contract 2016. They haven't done stuff. Now, if you look at some of those edge rushers, the only one is like in that top like 5 to 6 range, 7 range that their team has won and success like that. Frank Clark. They have Mahomes. So He's not getting the $30 million.
Right.
That's the other thing.
Yeah.
The 30 concerns me just a little bit. But I know we have to pay TJ, so I understand that.
Gotta pay that man.
And hopefully, depending on how the cap gets situated, hopefully in maybe 2 or 3 years, it's actually looked at as a bargain.
Well,
I just don't know. I just don't know what guys though. Like, is Nick Bosa in a couple years? Is he going to be getting more than TJ?
He probably will.
If he does, then the deal maybe looks like a bargain down the line.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know if that's a guarantee,
but no, this is how it works, right? You think, because Joey who got the deal? Joey signed. No, Miles signed first, and then Joey.
Yeah.
So Miles signed, that reset the market, right? That was the record-breaking deal, highest paid. It was crazy at the time. And then from there, you fast forward. Oh, Joey does it, breaks it, makes the number higher. TJ, when he signs, that's on him to make that number higher. That's what you're supposed to do. You got to make the number higher. And trust me, for TJ, he is going to want Nick Bosa or Brian Burns or one of these young edge rushers to come up and be the next guy to reset that market even higher. So now when TJ is 3 years into this deal, and he comes up and he's like, hey, man, the cap done went up. My productivity is still there. I finally got me a depoy. Yeah, well, little Nick over here getting 31.
I'm not liking where this is going.
That's how football goes.
It's the nature of it.
That's the game. Everybody, I mean, AB did it. You talk about the running backs, but El Bell, they went through it. Ben went through it to an extent. Like, everybody goes through it of who's going to be the next guy to reset the market. It's a privilege when you get to reset that market and everybody else is around like, you do that thing. Because when you don't, if you go and TJ comes out, he signs for 25. Well, everybody that's going to get paid next is pissed off because now we don't have a leg to stand on. When he takes 25, that was the equivalent of when Tyrann Mathieu, this would have been 2 or 3 years ago, he was supposed to be the best safety on the free agency market. And I thought he signed with Kansas City for like some like crumbs, right? 6 mil, 5, something like that. It killed the market for the safeties. Because when the best player is signing for that, now the rest of us, you're like, bro, we can't get more than that. So for TJ, all the other outside guys, they want him to sign for that 30.
Understood. I get it 100% from the player standpoint. From an organization, Steelers standpoint, it does concern me paying that much to an edge rusher. It just does.
It does, man. So let's go check what this chat is looking like right now. I know Brandon Mink, he said 30 mil, Lizzo. Oh, that buddy. Shout out to the homie, A Bizzle. Oh, all right. Look like we're heavy in the category of yes today for TJ Watt in terms of would you pay him $30 million per year. It's been up for 4 minutes right now. About 170 people have voted, sitting at 73%. So we'll leave it up a little bit longer just to see how the people, continue to respond to that. But before we continue on with that, I'll hop into some of these chats real quick. Looks like we have. Oh, we got some more. Oh, okay. Didn't see these ones.
I got Elijah Barnett. This might be the most recent one on my end.
Yeah,
just
we got
giving
some
a contribution.
More before that one. We got a couple more before Elijah.
That might be it though, because the last one I'm seeing on mine is Aaron Breeze saying if we don't pay TJ, someone else will. No, I might be completely off on my chat though.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, you're off. So on my end, first Terry Bingham. First off, man, appreciate the contribution, Terry Bingham. Yes, indeed. Then we got VA Steel. Remember that VA with the Steel, STEEL and an A. They say, thanks for making the start of the work week glorious with the crying, laughing emoji, man. We appreciate you, VA Steel. We're gonna have that love and support for you. And then Terry Bingham spent the block and he says, cornerback. Please, that should be the next position that we're targeting. Yes. Cornerback. We agree with you on that one right there, baby. Yes, we do. Then we got Jesus Pacheco. He says, if we do trade for CJ Henderson, what does that mean for Joe Hayden? That brings up a great point. I feel like if we trade for CJ, more than likely means that Joe is not getting that extension this offseason and he will not be back next offseason unless it's for like a crazy low deal.
Yeah.
Like that's exactly what that means because CJ would essentially be your number one corner. That's how that would work out if we did make that move. And we talked about that a little bit as well in terms of, now this is before we decided about would you rather trade for CJ, but we were just saying, would you extend Joe? Because we know that has been something that has been out there now publicly and officially now. So yeah, it's gonna be something to, definitely follow with that. Next, we got Jay. Jay, man, we appreciate your support. He says, I know this is a bit late. Hey, trust me, you're never late, man, when you're on this show, man. We always right on time. But he says, I know this is a bit late, but do you think the defense will play a lot more nickel them base now that they have 2 sideline to sideline linebackers. I do think they will, only if they prove that those 2 guys can hold up in a nickel defense the majority of the time. And what I mean by that is, when you go nickel, you're taking off one of your D linemen. By taking off one of your D linemen, or typically it's Tyson Alualu that comes off the field, now that means that Devin and Joe are going to be having to take on linemen a little bit more frequently. So when we think of sideline to sideline, great in the context of base personnel because you got those guys covered up and they can flow. But when you start going small ball, sub package stuff like that, those guys are going to be asked to do a lot more of, shocking and locking on these guys that are getting free releases up on them. And yeah, they're not the biggest of linebackers. So I personally don't like that. But I do think in terms of the nickel package, we will see a ton of those guys out there together. Even the drills they were running yesterday was exclusively featuring those 2 guys in coverage. Now, granted, the results weren't what we wanted, but it was the first day. So we know that, it's going to continue to grow. I mean, my man Joe is fresh off a flight. Like, it's just nuts. I still can't believe that. My man off the flight just, call the defense day 1. Like, wow. So, yeah, I'm not surprised that he struggled in the first day. I wouldn't be surprised if he struggled the next 3 days. Like, your head's probably spinning right now. So, yeah.
I got a couple of these super chats on my end. My chat's been acting right today.
Are you at Roger Peavy?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Yep, you take off.
Roger Peavy. I'd give TJ, 32 a year. Can't keep losing our stars. Man.
Brings up a good point, especially when it's homegrown. I feel like, because let's see, which homegrown stars have we lost right now? L. Bell was homegrown. Bud Dupree was homegrown. Mike Hilton was homegrown. Matt Filer was homegrown. Am I missing anyone right now? Who am I leaving out?
Did you say AB? Did you say Bell?
Oh, shoot. AB, yeah. He was homegrown as well, yeah. I didn't count him because I thought we did pay him a couple of times.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, I get your point.
Like, I think he's
on their second contract.
Right. Because, like, L. Bell never got technically that second contract.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, was there anyone else that we forgot?
I just know 32 is too high, in my opinion.
Mike Wallace, maybe? Was he another guy like that or no?
Yeah, he was actually. Emmanuel Sanders.
Yeah.
Nah, 32 a year. I think we're probably going to end up paying him around 28 to 30. I don't feel the best about it, but we need TJ. So it's this catch-22 scenario. I just don't understand the people that are like so gung-ho about, I'm going to love paying him $30 million.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. We're probably going to have to, but the precedent for that and the team winning, I don't feel the best about it. I just know you got a great quarterback. You have a top 5 quarterback. That's the dude you pay. Yeah. You try to fill the pieces outside of that. Usually Brady, he's been able to take the pay cut, so teams have been able to build around him pretty good. But
go rookie quarterback.
Oh yeah, or rookie quarterback. You're right. But then if that dude's a stud, you got to pay him still. Like you just saw with Josh Allen, he's getting $40 million.
But it takes a couple of years though. So if not saying that this is the case now, because this kind of goes against everything that we have been projecting and kind of filling with Ben and the Steelers. We feel like Ben is going to be back next year, right? Unless something catastrophic happens this season, we think that he'll be back. They left the door open for him. They never closed it on him. But in a case where if the organization might be feeling like, hey, we're going to move on from Ben next year, we can pay TJ 30 or even 31 if we need to keep him happy. And we know we're either going to be rolling with Haskins, Mason, or we're going to be drafting a guy. That could be playing into this as well. The problem with that thought process is you don't get to see Ben before you make your decision. If in terms of the Steelers, if they're committing that much money to him and trying to go the rookie quarterback model, you don't know what 7 is going to look like this year. If 7 comes out there and he balls out, well, now you looking crazy. It's going to look like Green Bay, essentially.
And to be real, too, you'd be only going off Haskins in preseason, really. Right. Which...
it's not a lot.
Dude, I looked at this because we were going to be talking about the rookie quarterbacks and stuff. There's a lot of rookie quarterbacks that look, or young quarterbacks that look amazing in preseason. It's preseason.
It's preseason.
Like the legit deal is regular season. We know Ben can ball out in regular season, can ball out in just football in general. So,
but that was like my other thought of like how I could see them wanting to pay him 30, even under that premise of we know what 30 means. If you're going rookie quarterback model or just rookie salary, right? For the quarterback or even a bridge starter, right? I'm trying to think, right? Ryan Tannehill, when he first went to Tennessee, before he signed the extension, when he first got there, it was on a bridge deal because they still had Mariota at the time. You could get away with that concept maybe for a year or two. But once again, because the Steelers have that self-imposed deadline of they want this deal done before the season starts, you don't get that chance to see. Like, I like to see. I want to know. Like, man, because if we get to week 12 and we like, yo, Ben fell off a cliff, it looks like the end of the season is just downhill, downhill, downhill. Well, now you can make that decision a lot easier. But when you have that self-imposed deadline, you don't really have that luxury like that, man.
Now, you mentioned bridge deal with Tannehill.
Mm-hmm.
I could see Ben taking that type of deal. I've talked about that before because that's like in that range of what Brady's gotten with the Bucs, what Breeze was getting with the Saints. 20 to 25 million. So I could see Ben taking something like that, which it could still be made to work with TJ's deal in this offseason.
Oh, man. This is going to be interesting, though.
So that what I mean is, like, no matter what direction the Steelers might be looking, I think they can make the TJ deal work with Ben at quarterback, or if they're looking a different direction, which I hope not.
It's going to be interesting, though, man. So this chat's been up there for 13 minutes now. And, still a whopping, 74% ended up saying that, they would rather have, or they would pay TJ that 30+ mil, essentially, man. Like, it's a ton of money, though, man. And, this is the conversation you have when you talk about that type of money. Where is it at? ABJ 5791 literally just brought up how many sacks did TJ have in the playoffs. Now, we broke down that concept of he's had 2 playoff games. One was his rookie year, and then obviously the one was from last year. But at the end of the day, the results are still 0. Regardless of how we want to justify it and stuff like that, the number is still 0. So that does bring up a point there, man. But to me, I'm less worried about the playoff stuff. I think that he'll show up in those games. TJ is a big game player. He shows up. I'm not overly concerned about that. Health, I'm concerned about, just because you just never know, right? 30 mil. When you put that type of resources in one player, health becomes a big part of that now, man, because I need you out there. You have to be available and kicking butt and ready to go from the start all the way to the end. I need that, man. So,
and he's been healthy. So credit to him for that. He
definitely has.
But all it takes is something fluky.
Right. And we know collegiately he did have injuries. So it's not out the frame. So I think of that. It doesn't shy me away from it, but it does become a little bit more to the forefront of my thinking with him with this, because that is a ton of money to pay to a non-quarterback position. And you definitely can't have any of those quiet games. Can't go 2-3 weeks. Nah, can't have that. Whew.
How does this work then?
Mm-hmm.
If TJ wants to just hold out this year, how much is he getting fined and whatnot?
$30K per day.
So is that out of the realm of possibility? Like, we don't see him holding out.
The only reason I don't see him holding out is because, from my perspective, my relationship with TJ is a football guy. TJ loves to play football, even with this situation. And that's what we said. It was like weird. It's kind of like a hold in, because most of the guys that are in this stuff, they're not out there, and he is there. He still is working on the side. So, like, he wants to be out there. You see him, like, he loves ball. So that part is there, man. But I don't know, man. I don't think he would hold out like that, bro. I feel like he would.
Because my reasoning for the Steelers to make the move is just so we have TJ this year. Because if we don't have TJ this year, I think it's really detrimental.
I just don't think that. Because this is the interesting part. Part of me feels like he would rather play on this 5th year than sign a deal long term that doesn't pay him what he wants, before he would just say, okay, you're not going to pay me what I want, take the L Bell approach and just sit out for the season. If that makes sense. Like, I just don't think he'll go that part. I think that he would much
Then he could do that next year with the tag. He could just not sign the tag.
Exactly. Now when you don't sign the tag, now they can't find you. Now you don't have to be at any of that stuff. And that's the part where I can see it getting a little bit more dicey, and he would have a lot more leverage then as well. But right now, he doesn't have any leverage. As soon as he decides he's not going to show up, they can legitimately start fining him $30K per day. And that adds up when he hasn't had to make a deal just yet.
Yeah.
It's a lot of days in the year. A lot of meetings. I mean, if they really want to go, but they could literally hit him for every meeting that he missed if they really want to dig a little bit deeper in that. And then we already said conduct detrimental. That's the other one where now you can get astronomical with your fines and really have a little bit of fun from a 6-figure perspective. Yeah. So right now the team has a ton of leverage because he's under contract.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
What does that mean then if he doesn't make the deal? What's his attitude and everything? Is he pissed off and playing amazing, or is he pissed off and it's just, it ain't the same?
I mean, it could go either way, honestly. I mean, because part of you says, yeah, he's going to ball it because he wants to get the deal. He wants that contract. But at the same time, he also knows that the team is still going to own the next 2 years of him if they wanted to play the franchise tag game back to back, kind of like what the Washington football team did with Kirk Cousins. So, yeah, I mean, everything makes sense for him to play well. Everything points to that. But the problem is not about him playing well or not. It's the injury risk. Mm-hmm. That's the biggest reason why he's not practicing doing all the team stuff like we're accustomed to seeing him do. The injury risk. So when you decide that, hey, I'll go out here and play on this 5th-year option, I'm just so pissed off with this organization, I'm gonna go crazy out here and ball out. That's all well and good. You're still making that team money. You still helping them win
definitely.
games.
The Steelers are loving it.
But you're still the one taking this risk, and they're only doing it for $10 million instead of $30 million. So that's where it's gonna be interesting to see if TJ is forced in that position. How's he gonna react? We talked about that with Joe Hayden a little bit as well, right? Okay, we know who their agents are. James Washington, we know who their agents are. We know, okay, this is their temperament. We know this is what they're trying to accomplish. Now, we've seen other guys around the league accomplish it in one way, and they're a little more heavy-handed with it. But right here, these guys typically don't take that approach. So how are they going to progress and get their point across to where action will be taken by the team without them having to go out of character like that? I just don't know how that plays out if it gets there. I hope it doesn't get there. I really don't want it to get there. But if it does, you can see like this could get dicey, man.
It could.
Yeah.
And we both have laid out both sides pretty well.
Absolutely,
like I understand both sides. I really do. Yeah. I'm hesitant from the Steelers organization standpoint, but from a player standpoint, there are certain markers that you want to hit with these with contracts, and you want to get the most money you can at a certain window of time. So I don't blame you for that. But in terms of like an organization and winning, $30 million to an edge rusher is a lot. Yeah, it's a lot. It's got me concerned.
Now, Tyler Morgan, he brought up this because I know you're about to get back in, and then I think you can catch up on our super chats. But
yeah.
But there you go. I just lost.
I'm caught up. I'm after Roger Peavy. After he said I'd give TJ 32. Yeah. That's what we were just talking about a little bit.
Perfect. So yeah, I'm gonna read this comment. Then after that, you'll start with Lou Boy. That's what it is. All right. So Tyler Morgan had brought up this, man. He had said, just a reminder, generational guys, they don't just grow on trees. In terms of TJ Watt and why, you know, when we're talking about would you pay him, would we not pay him, we'd rather go different directions, stuff like that. He does bring up a point, man. We've been looking for a TJ Watt. We you know, and we found one. That's a generational talent right there. As great as Bud played, Bud wasn't on that level, right? TJ is in like what man Coach Thomas say? He's visiting from another planet, right? TJ is like that, man. So I'm with y'all, man. I want to pay him.
We got Lou Boy.
Oh, here we go now.
If Bush wasn't coming off an injury year, it would be a slap in the face, being that he. Wait, oh shit! Being that he is.
Oh, so now yeah. You're welcome. That's why I sent it to you.
I'm trying to make sense of being that. Oh man, is anyone? Oh,
I got you.
No.
So essentially, what he's saying is, it wouldn't be a slap in the face if Devin Bush wasn't coming off of
That's
an injury.
A good point.
He's saying that this could actually be more of a career saving move for him because he's not going to be pushing. Is not going to push Devin to the max. I understand that sentiment. I do, but at the end of the day, you don't move up to the 10th overall selection in the draft 2 years removed for a player to come back and then say, hey, we're going to put training wheels on you all of a sudden. That wasn't the sentiment. That was not. Even Devin Bush said it. You heard him right out of his mouth, right? In the midst of everything else he was talking about. He said it himself. I'm 100% healthy. I feel like they've been holding me back. I'm ready to go. You don't need training wheels for that. This is definitely a slap in that face right there, man. Because if you're that guy, they're not bringing in a Joe to run next to you because, oh man, we're worried about, can you elevate the play of this guy next to you? Nah, that's not how it works. But in this situation, that's what it has to be right now. So Devin is going to understand that and Devin's already been responding. You heard the reports. He's had more pep in his step. He's a little bit more intense out there. You don't do that if it's not a slap in the face, baby. All right. But I'm with you, though. It is career saving. We agree on that.
Like, it's one of those things you look back in 4 or 5 years. Actually, this move was good for me.
Right. It's helping you even though he doesn't know it's helping him right now.
Louis D. I believe Dan Moore Jr. should start against the first defense just to see how well he handles himself. If he does well, he should be the starter for week 1. Hey, AM, appreciate the time you play with the Steelers.
Oh, man, major love and respect. And Louis D, we're actually going to talk about Dan Moore and a slew of other guys just like him right after we go through this little bit of chats right here, man. So stay tuned. We got you on that. For a fact, we do.
I got Aaron Breeze. If we don't pay TJ,
someone else will.
Yep.
Yeah.
Am I missing anyone else?
Yeah. You got Elijah Barnett, man, just showing a little contribution, showing a little love to the show. We appreciate you for that. Then we got Let's Go UW. Love Let's Go UW. He's always having here too. He says Steelers just need to give TJ Watt and Minkah Fitzpatrick a blank check. Hey man, the cap is going up, baby. Cap's going up.
I just don't understand the sentiment though from fans of
what you mean?
Let's just give players blank checks. Like that's gonna fuck up the cap.
You said that for 7.
Huh?
You said about 7.
I would. I mean, quarterbacks, quarterbacks, yeah.
So
franchise quarterback.
You don't understand it, but you just said it, man.
For those players,
franchise quarterback,
franchise quarterbacks,
franchise edge rusher,
franchise quarterback's different
safety.
To me.
I mean, like when we talk about the hierarchy of positions, we say what? Quarterback number 1, edge rusher, left tackle, lockdown corner.
Here's my thing. The Josh Allen deal with the Bills, yes.
Okay.
That's the type of stuff I'm talking about where it's like, yeah, you do that and that's it. Like, I'm not concerned about that. Okay. The Bills made the right move there. Same thing with Texans and Deshaun Watson before all this stuff came out. Patrick Mahomes, same thing. You make those deals. Dak Prescott, that's a different story because where do you view him in as a franchise quarterback? Yeah. Like those guys, I think are legit. You do that. Now, with any other position, I'm more concerned about that. I'm sorry if not everyone agrees with me, but
my question to you is this. If TJ Watt isn't out there, how are the wins and losses affected? Plus or minus 3, maybe?
Well, now if we have 30, and this is down the road, now we have $30 million in cap space. Okay. How do we use that? That's the other question.
But before we can even get to how we're going to use it, just TJ Watt, what is his impact in terms of what he accounts for, wins and losses? If he isn't out there next season, right?
Oh, that's the main reason. That's the main reason I want to get the deal done because I just want TJ this season. Out there,
how many wins and losses do you think he accounts for compared to like a quarterback? That's because that's where we're ultimately. That's what it comes down to, right? When we're saying we're more comfortable paying a guy $30 million if he's a quarterback, even if we don't feel him, we don't even think he's the best quarterback in the league, but we're comfortable paying him 100 plus because he plays quarterback. Whereas TJ, we're talking about TJ's the best defender in the NFL. You named off quarterbacks. It's like, yo, they're good, but they're not even the best quarterback in the league. Yeah, and we're comfortable with that. But this guy's the best defender in the league or in the conversation the past 2 years.
From my standpoint, it's all about...
To me, I think that's up on the same level right there, man.
It's all about replacement, though.
Okay.
Josh Allen compared to average quarterback or dude you're just drafting is a huge margin from my standpoint compared to edge rusher. Now you have $30 million in cap space to a lot to other players. I think that's a huge difference. Because now you have $30 million in cap space with TJ. Now you can pay an edge rusher like $14, $15 million. Maybe you could pay a cornerback that. Whereas like franchise quarterback, you either have your guy or you don't.
Right.
And like I'd rather have that guy.
But if you don't have that guy, what do you need? Guys like TJ, right?
I still think you're screwed. Unless you're getting lucky with Nick Foles. Like I don't think that's the formula.
But you can't get lucky with Nick Foles if you don't have a Brandon Graham, a Fletcher Cox, a Nigel Bradham.
I wouldn't be betting my future on that though. There's no way. Like they got so lucky with that. They still had
it because Carson Wentz was under a rookie deal. They already had their guy.
Well, that's what I mean. I'm telling you, they got so lucky with that.
But the system was already there where they had everybody in place paid around with the quarterback on a rookie salary.
But that's the funny thing is, though, I don't know if they get there with Wentz. Like, Foles was just
But
possessed.
Wentz was going nuts, though. He was. That was the quote-unquote the MVP season everybody talks about.
But in terms of you're the GM, you're trying to set up your team up for success. You want your franchise guy, and that's it. Because I just think that margin is so much bigger than I'm not paying an edge rusher, but I could allot that money somewhere else. I just
feel like you put too much on quarterbacks, man. You make it like we could legit just, hey, man, as long as you got this quarterback, it doesn't matter who else is out there, you'll be fine. And we've pointed on numerous occasions to guys that are viewed as the best quarterbacks in the world. When they don't have the talent around them, they struggle. When they don't have the talent around them, offensively and defensively, it's hard for them to win championships. So when I think of a guy like TJ, who is in his own right just as important as some of these quarterbacks, I'm just like, man, how do we not pay a guy like that $30 million? Like, he's worth that to me.
That's tough. That's where I think that's where we disagree. I don't view him up there as a franchise quarterback, like in terms of value.
Yeah.
I just don't see it that way.
Fair enough, man. Fair enough. All right, let's get back to some of these chats real quick, man. All right, so we got Lou Boy. Shout out to Lou Boy. I kept wanting to say Lou Bowl, like Lou Bowls, but Lou Boy. Shout out to you, man. Appreciate the love and the support as well, man, for the show. He says, if Cameron Hayward, Stephon Tuitt, and Tyson Alualu wasn't in there, why wouldn't get off that much? I say no to $100 million. Lou, I get what you're trying to say here, but that's like saying if Ben didn't have an O-line and wide receivers helping him out, he wouldn't be great. Like, everybody needs help. Everybody needs talent around him. It's not a knock on TJ that he plays next to Stephon Tuitt and Cam Hayward. But he excels. He excels and elevates even more. That's what we're pointing to right here, man. But to say that, he needs those guys, it's not like that. But yes, Ben plays a lot better when he has AB out there compared to if he was throwing it to Rico Bussey. Rico Bussey's a good player, but he's not AB. That's all we saying, baby. All right. It's not a knock that he has those guys, but he's definitely a $100 million player, man. All right. Then we got Gaming with Geo. My man says Deke must be trolling us.
I'm wrong.
He's not. He's serious. He's definitely serious. Like, he's serious, man. But you bring up some valid points. It's just the difference of philosophies. That's the big thing. Some people put a lot more stock in these quarterbacks. Some people, we view it more whole. That's all. There ain't nothing wrong with it, though.
And I'm not even saying don't do it. They're probably going to do it. I'm just concerned about it. I just am. Like, I'm not going to be surprised in 2 or 3 years we look back like, oh, fuck, this deal's awful. Yeah. He could still be playing really good, but because Khalil Mack could still be playing really good.
Exactly. 30 mil, you want 13 plus. 13 and a half is like your floor.
That's all I'm saying.
That's what it is.
That's all I'm saying. Like, you do it. You're going to do it. I'm going to be concerned about it. Maybe not the most thrilled.
Yeah.
That's why I'm just asking, why is everyone just so thrilled about it? Like, this is a foregone conclusion. Everything's going to work out so amazingly.
Because we're not talking about, like, when we speak on Ben, just for conversation purposes, right? I know you're going to say he's number 1 in the league, but a lot of when we're talking, it's like, oh, man, he might be top 10. Some people even, oh, man, he's top 15, maybe top 20. Like, we it's that debate, right? Where is his range at? With TJ Watt, when we talk outside linebackers, there's only 2 other names that people mention with him. Oh, Khalil Mack, Von Miller, and we still feel like he's past those guys now. So when we're talking about TJ, he is the best at his position in the NFL. We're talking about him being the best defender in the NFL on back-to-back years. Like, we both stood up here and said, man, if not, I thought Gilmore, I like Gilmore winning it. I ain't gonna go there. But last year we said, man, we felt that TJ should have won that. That would have meant he's the best defender in the NFL. The whole NFL. You pay those type of guys that type of money. And I think that's why everybody is so for him getting 30 plus or 30 mil per year, because of the same way we're talking about quarterbacking, that we're looking at him as generational, once in a lifetime edge rusher type vibe. That's the perception that they're getting with him, man.
Sure. Sure. But that's why I just hold QB to a different standard with that. And I don't know if we're just automatically going to say outside linebackers worth that 30. I don't, as a position, because we would say the same thing about like halfbacks. I
do like how you hold quarterbacks to that position, but not all quarterbacks. You don't hold Ben to that same standard, man.
What do you mean?
In terms of like that quarterback, the money that they make and the expectations game in and game out, you don't hold him to that same standard as you hold it. Like, are we talking about with TJ right now? We all know if TJ signs for 30 plus per year, that expectation is going to be hard and consistent right where it's at, right? We've both said that.
Wait, Ben has got franchise quarterback money, and he's been a franchise quarterback. Like, we've been relevant throughout anything. Yeah.
Calm down. I know you about to go. Just wait. Can I talk? Just give me a second.
Okay.
Give me a second. You see, you was working up. I saw you perk up, man. Just chill.
I haven't moved.
Just breathe, bro. You good? You good? But what I'm saying is this: we're not talking about TJ once he signs for 30 in terms of the whole element, but we're seeing game by game. If TJ has a game where he doesn't have 2 sacks, right? We're going to feel sideways. If TJ has a game where we don't feel like he just went bonkers and had impact when he's getting 30 per year, right? We're going to feel some type of way about that. That's what we're saying, right? You would agree with that, correct?
You got to let the season play out, but I get what you're saying. You got to let the season play out because players have bad games.
But you just said that now, but literally 5 minutes ago, you weren't saying that.
What? We're going to be critical about his season. If he has a bad game, that's different than... a bad season. He can still have an amazing season.
It's cool, bro. You go sidestep it. Just sidestep it. It's all
Wait,
right.
sidestep what?
It's cool, baby. We ain't tripping, man.
No, I'm gonna just add. What am I sidestepping?
You're sidestepping the fact that you were just talking about how all of us were here just talking about with TJ signing for 30. That impact, we have expectations for him on a game per game basis. He can't disappear in games. He can't have, well, that was the knock on him early in his career, right? He'd have a game where he'd have 3 sacks and he'll go 2-3 weeks with nothing, right? And we said if he signs this type of deal for that type of money, he can't have those type of games. We both agreed with that. And then you said that you feel like for edge guys or non-quarterbacks getting that type of money, the standard has to be that, right? It has to be felt game in, game out. So I simply said to you, you don't keep that same energy with Ben because Ben has had off games like that.
I was critical of Ben last year in the Bills game and outside of the Bills game and the Bengals game. What criticism are we talking about?
Hey, don't worry, bro. You good, man. You good.
I would fully admit when Ben has a bad game or he costs us. I think he cost us in the Bill game. I think he cost us in the Bengals game. He didn't live up to par there, but year in and year out, we're always relevant because of Ben, and that's what I'm saying with TJ. It's like if he has a great season, we're relevant because of him, sure.
But he did do that. Did he not do that?
Now we're talking 30 million, and now we're talking
but he
how
did
much
have a great season that kept us relevant, though, right? He has done that on multiple occasions
on that contract. Now it's 30 million. How much does that affect the Steelers winning as a whole? Yeah. Ben, in my opinion, franchise quarterbacks, you're relevant just because they're in existence on your team.
See, that's why I don't agree with that, though, right there. Just because they're on the team, like, no.
Aaron Rodgers, Ben, Breeze, Brady, like, because they're there, that team is relevant. That's my take on it.
But they have to have the pieces around him. Rodgers has pieces around him that makes him even more relevant. That's what we're saying. Like, major pieces.
Not all the
absolutely.
times.
Bro, he's had Devontae, right? Before Devontae, he's had pieces. Does he not have pieces? That's all we're saying. He's had pieces. You have to pay those pieces. You have to pay those guys.
There's only a certain amount of cap, though. That's always going to be the problem because there's times Rodgers' defense was not up to par. There's times with Steelers' defense we weren't up to par. Yeah. Brady's weapons weren't always there, but they keep these guys and these teams relevant.
Oh, but they have those guys. They still have a guy. Even, I mean, you think about Brady the last year they won it, right? Who was their corner they paid crazy money to? Gilmore got paid. Massive deal. You have to have a guy like that. Revis, when Revis went up there, he was their big paid guy. You have to have a guy. You have to.
That's another thing. TJ's
our guy.
We're talking cornerback too versus outside. Like there's,
but we said though in terms of position hierarchy, quarterback is number one. Then from there, left tackle, edge rusher, cornerback. They all three in that same conversation of what's the next important thing, man. They're all in that same conversation. All of them.
The Revis deal was for 1 year.
Yeah.
My only concern at $30 million per year, long-term deal. I don't know, dude. I don't know.
It's TJ Watt. We're not talking about Bub. We're talking about TJ.
All I'm saying, I'm concerned. I would be concerned. I'm not saying you don't make the move, but
true.
I'm putting all the eggs in the franchise quarterback. I know this dude is elite basket. That's what I'm doing. Everything else, I'm up and down on a little bit.
But we said that was the difference in philosophies. You do lean on quarterbacks, whereas for me, I don't put all my eggs in quarterback. But we got different different experiences with quarterbacks as well. You've only had 7. I've had to see a couple other quarterbacks besides 7, and I understand, like, yo, you need pieces, and we know that. Well, actually, we don't know this. I was gonna say, well, they were on the back end of 7's career, but who knows? He might play another 10.
I'm saying 4. Just give me 4.
Like what?
We'll see. Well, give me next year too.
4
like at least what?
4 years we gonna reassess again.
Sure. Hey, dude, I'm not even kidding you though. I saw the cover of an ESPN magazine. This was in 2017, and it had Brady on the cover, and they like grayed out his hair and everything. He was like 38, and like it was legit prophesying Brady's career. It's like, could this dude still be like a lead in the league? Could he still win a Super Bowl at age 45? It was back in 2017. And it's like, I mean, he did it.
Here he is. How many years later still? Jeez. Yeah. That's nuts, bro.
Yeah, he did what he said. He's like, I'm playing until 45. Patriots were trying to get him out of there.
I like it. All right, let's get back to this super chat real quick, man. We got Jonathan McPherson. Dude, I didn't even realize, man, it's about 2 hours. We started the first topic. Lord, we all
really?
Yes. We didn't even
What was even the first topic? Schobert.
No, we actually did the bonus topic, the top 100 first.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I just thought about it. I was like, ooh, all right. Yeah, we're going to progress this thing real quick, man. All right, so we got Jonathan McPherson. He says, well, shout out to you, Jonathan, as well. I'm originally from Norfolk, Virginia. Oh, that's the crib. Yeah. And currently stationed at Eglin Air Force or Eglin Force Base. I think I said that right. Waiting out this tropical storm. I may be a Ravens fan, but I'll always tune into y'all. Thanks for always keeping things interesting and fun. Well, Jonathan, shout out to you, man, for tuning in. First off, we appreciate your service. Hopefully you're staying safe and dry during that tropical storm. And you might be a cool Ravens fan. I think I just say that. Is there cool Ravens fans out here?
Oh, dude, I'm sorry. I'm trying to catch up on the chat here.
Yeah, my man. So Jonathan,
what'd he say?
Right? He said that he's originally from Norfolk, the hometown, right? But he's currently stationed at Eglin Force Base, waiting out this tropical storm. He says he's a Ravens fan. He said he may be a Ravens fan, but he always tunes into us. And he says, thanks for keeping things interesting and fun. I'm like, bro.
Okay.
I like it. Shout out. All right. That's cool. Yeah, it was kind of different.
We'll see what the vibes are whenever we're playing the Ravens.
I know, right? Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Don't go right now. None of that Raven stuff. Don't say go any of that. All right. But we appreciate you, though. But yeah. Whew. That's different. I like that, though, man. Shout out to him for that, man. And like I said, appreciate your service, man. Then we got Terrence Smith. He says, if TJ won Defensive Player of the Year, this would be a no-brainer. But he hasn't won for a reason. He doesn't command double team cover, or he doesn't command double coverage like Aaron Donald. And TJ's front line is top tier. $30 million is too much. Okay. Got his opinion right there. Got his opinion. Whew. That's interesting, though. That's interesting. All right, next up. Where we at? Oh, shoot, the chat just jumped on me. Wait a minute, where are you at, Elijah?
Yeah, where are you at?
I'm at Elijah Barnett right now. Which one do you see on your end?
No, I got Lou. I'm back on Lou, boy. He says if Highsmith.
Oh, yeah, so it's like 3 more. I got actually like 4 before that one. All right. Well, you read that one real quick, and then
because then we got a ton after that then too. Yeah. So like, how do you want to do the thing where we like get a few of these off real quick, and then we next talk, and then we jump back to these at the end?
Heck yeah, let's do that. Then.
Okay.
All right, so I'll read off these next 3, and then we'll save Lou.
I got him. Right. No, I don't.
Well, I could be able to save Lou. I'll be good. I'll be good over here on Lou.
Okay.
So we'll be fine. So with that being said, Elijah Barnett, he says, little contribution. No, man. Any contribution is a significant contribution, Lou. Elijah. Any contribution is a significant contribution. We appreciate you for that. He says, my fault, big dog. Just wanted to participate. Elijah, man, trust me, man. Hey, the fact that you are on with us on Monday morning, about 11 o'clock. Yeah, baby, that's more than enough, baby. We appreciate you. Just hit the like button. That's all we ask for. It's the algorithms. YouTube, they trip. You gotta hit the like. You gotta subscribe and stuff like that. Is crazy. But hit that notification, man, because I will say this too, as I'm going off topic here. The upper room members, notifications, right? Because I know I try to post anytime I post a video specifically for the upper room, I try to put in the chat or in the little community section of the post for the upper room members to let them know, because that doesn't go out to everyone the same way. So if you're upper room member, make sure your notification gang is right, or at least you're going back and checking so you're not missing out anything. All right. So that's that, because we do have our practice updates that we continue to give. But next up, man, let's go UW. He says offense wins games, defense wins championships. Thank you. Let's go. Thank you. I greatly appreciate you sharing that. I'm just going to leave that out there. In fact, I might repeat that. Lou, let's go UW. He says, offense wins games. Defense wins championships. Okay. All right. I just wanted to hear that. All right. Now we're good. Offense wins games. Defense wins championships. That's what he said. That's what he said. Don't shoot the message. That's what he said. I'm just repeating what he said, man. You know how it goes. It's the chat, man. Blame it on the chat, man. Aaron Breeze. He says, if you don't have TJ, then you're hoping Kevin Schobert finds a TJ. He's ours to lose. Love the podcast, fellas. Keep it up. Yeah, you're right, man. You're right. We'll see if he gives us a hometown discount, or if the Steelers will give him a hometown boost in that contract, baby. It's going to be interesting, though. And then the last super chat, and then after that, we'll go to this next topic. Strictly Gaming. I like the gaming names, man. Shout out to Strictly Gaming. TJ and Minka are both worth the price tag. Both changed our defense significantly. I get what Deke is saying, but we got to keep TJ and Minka. Yeah, I mean, I think we both bring up valid points with that. I do understand your thoughts on, like, you got to have a quarterback. That's the most important piece. That is never going to be up for debate. But at the same time, man, you gotta have pieces around them, man. And a guy like TJ, man, he is significant to this team, man, to this team's success, to even Ben's success. Like, you need a guy like TJ, man. TJ creates stuff, man. He creates stuff, baby. Gosh. It's gonna be interesting. But yeah, man, the price is going up, man. The tag is up, man. Let's get there, man. Pay that man 50. I don't even care no more. Pay him 50. Defense lives all day, every day. Let's get it. All right, so now we're going to this next topic right here, man.
What do we even got next?
It's supposed to be the training camp update, and then we got one more topic after that. I totally forgot, bro. Yeah, I was over here like, man, we got going. But these are spicy topics, though.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting to be talking about it, but it's cool.
Yeah, Joe and Devin, TJ 30. Like, we weren't, yeah. How did TJ even come up in this conversation?
People are bringing it up.
That's what it was.
People want to hear about it, yeah.
So I was like, I definitely don't feel like we talked about TJ. Yeah, that's crazy, though. But, camp update, right? Let's talk ball. So a couple guys that I had written down, man. I've obviously talked about them in my daily updates to the upper room members. But guys that, you know, since that last preseason game, man, they've responded and they've been looking well. Or some guys that have struggled a little bit. I talked about Devin Bush first off, man. This is before the Joe trade that, you know, he just responded. He's come back. Obviously, we know he got beat early on in the game in coverage. But just coming back, like I said, the intensity, sticky in coverage, getting his hands on footballs. I like that a lot. Arthur Mollett is another guy. He's another guy who's been playing really well since then, man. But the guy to me that's been standing out the most, bro, is Dan Moore. Dan Moore, bro. He, like, I don't know.
Uh-oh.
It's like his confidence, bro. Like, and that's why I said I want.
He's watching the show.
I said I wanted to talk about him later because of how my man had brought him up. He's very interesting right now, bro. You listen to how Adrian Clem talks about Dan Moore. You talk about his progression.
Tomlin even said like he's played in the SEC. That's some That's some elite reps right there.
Like, they are getting very high on Dan. So full context, right? Dan's first week and a half, he was getting destroyed, right? We talked, it was the Alex Highsmith show. And then when Alex Highsmith got done wrecking shop, then Melvin Ingram came over and said, "Tag me in, partner. Let me get a little turn." You know, that's what it looked like at first. But Dan just continued to show up. Dan just continued to grind. Dan just continued to get more aggressive, right? And now you're hearing more about it. Now you're seeing more of the physicality. Stuff that we wanted to know, could he do more of? He's showing that a lot more. He's continuing to get into fights as well in practice. I love it. You know why? Because you're getting under the guy's skin. You start fights in practice because, you know, that extra block at the end. Oh, man, this guy thought he might have won the rep, but he didn't. Your hands are still on him. Doesn't feel good. It makes you get a little bit chippy, especially this far in training camp as well. I like that with Dan, though. I want to see him continuing to be tough like that. I want him to continue to set the tone like that because for a couple of reasons. Number one, it's going to push Chooks Okorafor, right? It's going to make Chooks have to respond because we talk about it, right? A guy might come out and play well, might come out and play bad. Either way, how do you come back? How do you bounce back from that? Now, Chooks' performance this game against Philly, maybe left a little bit to be desired out there. Wasn't as bad as some of the other guys who were out there with that first group, but, you know, it wasn't the best performance. We saw how Dan looked. Now, Dan was with the twos, but him, Dotson, and that whole left side, it was just massacred, which is why they kept running the ball over. It was beautiful to see. Dan is making that very interesting, though. But not just at left tackle. They also said that Dan is going to get some opportunities at right tackle now. Yeah, and I was a little surprised.
I did see something on that. They moved him over.
Yeah, but now I was surprised, but I wasn't. Now, we've talked about this before we could publicly say this. During OTAs and minicamp, Dan Moore played exclusively at right tackle. We couldn't share that because at the time it wasn't out there. There was reports of him playing any right tackle stuff. None of that happened. He's had a ton of reps at right tackle during this offseason, though, right, since he's joined the team. So now hearing that they're going to say, all right, we're going to get you some shot over here and see what that looks like. I was slightly confused just because Banner is closer now to being back, like full go every snap, every rep, every single day. Like, he's more in that realm. So I was surprised to hear that they would want to have Dan swapping over there now to get some action that way. I thought that they would rather keep him at left tackle
to be in competition.
Right, to let him keep pushing him with that. But that's a little bit interesting to me right there, man, especially because Chooks wasn't coming off of a crazy good performance, whereas Dan was coming off of a really impressive performance. So that's going to be interesting to see how that continues to play out. But Yeah, Dan though, that's the one. Dan is looking really good right now, man.
Unless are they just that high on Chooks?
That's what I'm saying. I don't get that move. Like that doesn't make sense to me, man. And especially I could see if Chooks had started there before, but when people say, well, Chooks is the only returning starter, I'm like, technically he's not, because he's not even in the same position. It's no different than if I started at outside linebacker and now you're telling me you're gonna move me to corner. Hey, you're the starting corner. We got a returning starter here. We don't have a returning starter in corner. No, we don't. No. That's not how it works. So with Chooks, I don't understand why you want to take Dan out of that when Dan is being able to really push him and make some legit some legit, like, cover some ground in that race right there. I just don't get that right there, man, at all.
I was gonna say, is it a mind game to push Banner, but then all of a sudden now you're not pushing Chooks?
Yeah, I'm just like now
Chooks has the spot locked up. He doesn't have to worry about anyone.
Look, I would much rather be pushing Chooks than worried about Banner right now, man. Like if I got to pick my poison here, yeah.
That's interesting, dude.
Yeah.
But because it does seem like he's been playing pretty damn well.
Right.
Now he's just on the depth chart automatically. Is it a competition between him and Banner? Which I never thought would be the case.
Well, because technically Banner had already beat out the guy who started, 15 games for us last year in terms of Chooks. He beat him out coming out of camp, just got hurt week 1. Yeah, I don't get that move at all, man.
We paid Banner.
Yeah, I don't get that at all, bro. Because we paid Banner nice. Like, and not nice in terms of like what right tackles are making, but for what he had done here. We paid him like
$4 million a year.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was surprised.
Man.
I thought it was gonna be back on a 1-year deal, maybe $2 million or something like that.
We literally did. We all say like, "Whoa, what the heck is this?" All right.
Now, do you think Dan Moore fits better at right tackle because of his physicality? But I don't know. I'd still rather see him in competition for left.
I want him at left tackle, man,
because he's not gonna. If Banner's the guy, he's not gonna be getting any time at right tackle.
And I feel like Banner is like built perfectly for right tackle. Like I love Banner at right tackle. Now we'll get a chance to see. Now I shouldn't say love. I'll say I like it a lot because we haven't seen it in stadium for a full season. But I just like body type, mentality. Like I think like he fits right tackle really nice. I think Dan, he's already been a left tackle. He looks like he has the feet for it. Like I said, the big question mark was physicality. Can he be physical enough? And that's the same question we have with Chooks. Can you be physical? We know you guys can dance. We know you guys have nice footwork and are really good athletes, but are you physical enough at that position? Dan is showing that he is right now. And that also goes back to Adrian Clement, which is why we talked about him when he first got on, right? People were bashing him. We're down on him. We're just like, yo, chill. We don't know what he's going to like. This guy, he was pivotal in Dotson's success. We know we're high on Dotson. Super high on Dotson. I'm very high on Dotson. We like Dotson a lot, man. But we heard that Adrian was the guy. He was the big part of his development. And now all of that just feels like it's being confirmed when you see Dan Moore struggle early on, but now he's improved. We talked about how Kendrick Green, man, he's been able to hit the ground running. Now we know he had a little bit of a rocky performance versus Philly, but as a whole, he's been hitting the ground running and being successful. J.C. Hasnell has been playing well also. Like, when I think, I'm just like, Rashad Coward, he's a prime example as well of a guy that came over, no real expectations, but he's played well. He's done some good things this camp. That's the Adrian Clem right there. That's his impact, and it's good to see that, man. I am happy for that because he did receive a ton of criticism, negative at the beginning of this thing, man, but I'm thinking that people starting to round up a little bit on him.
Yeah. Who else we got?
Man, a couple guys that another guy that is definitely on the positive report, James Pierre, once again.
So the talks about Millette at slot corner then? No. Does it become a Cam Sutton?
That slot corner is more if you're looking for a Cam Sutton conversation. James Pierre on that outside, once again, he is still, dude, I'm sitting here like, I'm watching the practice. I'm just like, bro, again? And you're just like,
I'm loving this.
He's just like, yo, which quarterback you want? Just coin flip, whoever you want to put out there. He's like, every day. It's nuts, bro. Like, it's nuts. Like, the dude is sticky in coverage, man. But once again, very fundamental. Hand placement, footwork, eyes. And he understands who he should be looking at when he should be looking at them. Man eyes versus zone eyes. I know when I had broke down James Pierre's tape, had a person had asked in terms of, we were talking about, what? You know, he's got his eyes on the receiver right here. This is good. You want him there. And he was like, why would you want to see the quarterback right here? Well, when you're in man coverage, your eyes need to be on your receiver. because you don't have a guy that's out here that if he bursts out there is going to have your back. You're by yourself, so you can't stare at the quarterback like that. You can look at the quarterback when you're touching that receiver because now you're in position. He's not going to get any separation. If it's zone coverage, right? Cover 4, cover 3. Now it's more big vision. You want to see that quarterback, see his drop, 3-step, 5-step, 7-step, and that's going to tell you how, when you want to break, how aggressive you should be if you're biting on moves and stuff like that. So that's the thing that James Pierre has a really good grasp on, though. And he's super consistent and disciplined there. And that's why he's always in position from what I've been seeing from him, especially in these practices, man. James Pierre,
that's awesome.
Dude, James, you called him, man. You were high on him, bro. You were ahead of the room, man. You were ahead of the pack, bro.
I wouldn't say that. I saw a highlight on Twitter. I saw a highlight on Twitter where he turned his hips against the Browns in the wild card game. And I said Pierre Allen. It was time. I may have started the name, though.
I feel like you did.
I think I did.
For a fact,
I don't know
if you did,
is it catching steam or no? I don't know.
I find myself saying it. So if I find myself saying, I feel like it's definitely caught steam. Now, maybe it's because I'm next to you. I don't know.
Right. No one else is saying it, but that's too.
Even when I post, even like, oh, hey, you got the Pierre. All right, Pierre Island. I went to palm tree and sand every single time, bro. So yeah, I'm all in. I'm with you.
Don't give me too much credit.
We're on the Pierre train. I hope it doesn't crash because I would have got the flag out we just staked it in there. We're good, man.
Yeah. Now the slot corner though, then.
Yeah.
Maybe we should be seeing more reps of Cam Sutton there.
Right. Now, guys that we need to see more from. Now, not necessarily practicing bad, but availability. Antoine Brooks.
Yeah.
Since
2 weeks ago, I said he had the spot locked up.
And this is why we talk in training camp. We say, like, man, just because a guy plays well, he's going through a time where he's balling out, you got to keep it going. I mean, Antoine Brooks literally went from probably being able to be the opening day starter to you might legitimately be in a roster spot right now, a roster battle right now for your job. Like, not even for it to be a starter, just to still be up here because you haven't been available. That's very disheartening with Antoine Brooks, man. I really want to see him get back out there, man, because we thought that, he was turning the corner, was definitely showing some positivity, but you cannot miss this much time. Like, this is a ton of time that he's been out. So he's definitely the first one. The next one, Benny Snell. Now, he's getting close. He's close. Now, what I mean by close is practice is going on. Offense is running the play. He's probably like 10, 15 yards back, going through the motions, simulating what they're doing, right? If it's a run to the right, he's taking the handoff, boom, 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 going through it. So you can see he's on the cusp of it, but he's a guy that he has to get back out there. Like, you can't miss anymore for him, man.
Not at all.
I mean, and even if he comes back, it's still up in the air right now if he's going to be able to make it. But
he got lucky. Balaj was out last game.
Right, but Balaj he'll be back. So
is he back this week?
He'll be back. So Benny gonna need to step that up.
Okay.
Either way, Benny got to come back. Benny got to be back out there, man. Yeah. Those two dudes, though, they got to get back out there.
Okay.
Those two guys I really focused on right there, man.
Is that all you got for concern, or is there anyone that just has poor play that you just want to lay out and just torch?
Don't go there. It's my upper room guys. They got on me about my participation comment I gave a certain individual. They got on me, so I don't want to give another participation comment for those that are aware. They know exactly what I'm speaking of.
Okay.
Yeah. But are
they gonna pop them up in the chat?
They might. If they pop them in the chat, then we'll drop it. But for a fact, man, yeah, I put it out there, and it was like, you just gave him a chat. Just no, you just felt bad for him, huh? I was like, oh man. And as I went back and watched, I'm like, yeah, you got a point. I did feel a little bad. So yeah,
I'm not seeing anyone pop up.
Good. Hopefully
someone's saying trade Rudolph.
Okay.
They said, Moats, do you have a camp phenom?
Well, James Pierre, he's been that guy. Yeah, James Pierre has definitely been that guy. Antoine Brooks was the other guy, but yeah, he hasn't been back since then. So yeah.
Okay, no one's bringing up the names.
All right, we're good. Well, we know it's a delay, but we're good. We still got a couple more of the supers. Where are we at? Oh, now they're going back to talking about us versus Baltimore. Wait a minute. We get a Baltimore fan in the chat. Next thing you know, start talking Baltimore. Now, I don't even think he's in that conversation, but it is crazy.
What about Trey Turner? Someone brought up Trey Turner.
Yeah, so with Trey, man, from what I've seen, still been playing well. But for him, he was off these past couple of days. Yeah, coach he said it was him and it was another guy. He said, oh, Trey was out with veteran day off, and then Kendrick Green, he's been excused, but we haven't seen him since that Philly game either.
Okay.
But Coach Thomas said his was personal issues. Obviously we don't know injuries or not just because coach doesn't have to like reveal that stuff right now, but he did say he was excused for personal reasons. We just haven't seen him out there obviously since the game. But Trey has gotten vet days off, so that's why there's no update on him, and that's the situation with Kendrick Green right now.
Okay. So now in terms of camp talk, someone's saying any updates on Edmonds?
Which Edmonds? Because I tell you with Trey Edmonds, even going into that Eagles game, they were doing some of the stuff where they were using him as that fullback, kind of similar to what the Derek Watt role was in practice, where I said, man, Derek Watt has been getting passes down the field. It's been wacky. You're watching, you're like, bro, is that Derek Watt that just caught that? What the heck am I looking at? Trey, they're using him similar. All right. He's getting some of those same type of looks as well, man. And he has performed well in practice. All right. He definitely has. In terms of Terrell Edmonds, yeah, Terrell in practice, it looks great. It's Terrell Edmonds in practice. You know what I mean? Like, it's supposed to look like that. He's gauged in the game. He's gauged in season. Like, that's how we view him. Similar with Ben, similar with TJ, similar with Minka. Like, yeah, those guys, man, when you watch them in practice, they practice like professional. They look like starters in the NFL. So what that means is in practice, if they take 50 snaps, they should only probably have 1 or 2 minuses throughout the day. And that's what Edmonds looks like. I mean, yeah. So yeah, he's progressing. He's good. Even though we already talked about it, don't put no more negativity on my man than he needs. All right. He gonna have that already there. But yeah.
Pharisee saying Trey is not in Madden 22, and I agree with him. They don't have a card for him. I'm kind of disappointed. Trey Turner. I'm kind of disappointed right now. He got snubbed.
That is interesting.
They're gonna have to whenever they update the game or something. We got something a little more specific though here.
What you got?
Someone that's been to training camp / practice has the receivers and tight ends have better practices yesterday than Saturday. I saw a lot of drop passes.
For a fact, it was a ton of drops.
Not Deontay. No, please, no. He's been doing so good.
This is why we don't talk drops. Because I don't want to as soon as you say, well, this guy had a drop,
it's preseason, like, he's caught everything.
Right. And then if we say, oh, this tight, he had it, you're like, oh. So, yeah, the drops were definitely a lot more seen the other day. But yesterday, it was the reverse. Yesterday, the running backs, tight ends, they got after the linebackers a little bit. They definitely were getting after him, man. But as we said, we chalked that up to just the moment. There's a lot of excitement going on with those inside linebackers. They trying to find their identities, new roles. Yeah, it's just a ton going on with those guys in there right now.
Understood.
Yeah, they sometimes you got a bad day. Sometimes mentally you got something going on. They had that going on yesterday. But the tight ends definitely looked impressive, though. And then, all right, back to these supers.
Yeah, I actually just brought up a bunch of the recent ones because they were like camp related. Good call. If we go through them, you'll probably see them again.
So did you get Lou Boy? He says if Highsmith was in with Tua, did you get that one yet or no?
I think that was the one we left off at, right? Like way back.
Good call. You're absolutely
way back.
Right. Yep.
So what, we want to hit a couple of these and then maybe get the last topic, then finish it out.
That sounds about right to me because otherwise we're going to be in here till about 4 o'clock.
Yep.
Yeah, not trying to do that today. Not at all. All right, so with Lou Boy, shout out to you as well, man. He says if Alex Highsmith was in with Stephon Tuitt, Cam Hayward, Tyson Alualu, and others as much time as Watt, he would produce more. I think this is Highsmith's year. Watch. He's throwing out because he had all these periods. It's like he made the statement definitive, then he says, I think. And then he says, this is his year. But then he says, watch.
I know what he's saying. Just watch.
Like, all right.
It's a big year for Highsmith.
All right. I'm with you on that. I just caution people that when we're trying to praise a player like Highsmith, don't praise him at the expense of trying to take a shot at TJ Watt. By you saying that, if he was out there as much as TJ Watt was, he would be as productive as TJ Watt. That's not accurate to me. It's not. I feel like we say that because in the sense we're always trying to figure, okay, we can hype this guy up, hype him up, and I'm with that. But then at the same time, we know that certain guys in kind of situations, it kind of just cuts that leg out. And I'm not willing to say that Alex Highsmith could produce to the same extent that TJ could produce if Alex Highsmith was in TJ Watt's role. I don't agree with that right now. I hope he can. I hope he grows into that and proves me wrong. But in 2021, that's not the case right now, man. From my perspective, at least. All right. Next up, we got Charles McHugh. Charles McHugh, he says, if you have a guy like TJ, he can control the game and shut down a franchise QB. Look what Von Miller did in the Super Bowl. Pay that man.
That was before Von Miller got paid. That's all I'm going to say.
I knew it.
But he's right. I mean, edge rushers are important. That's fine.
I knew it. I love it. We're here. We're good. But yeah, you bring up a good point though, man. But that was part of the reason why Von got paid so much more too, because he did it in a contract year. If Von had already had his contract, then we would have been expecting that anyways. He just happened to do it and hit it in a perfect storm. And if you're TJ Watt, if you had to play on the 5th-year option and say he went to the Super Bowl, he balled out like that, he would get paid crazily. Like, we think this 30 mil is crazy. If he was able to do that like how Von did, he would probably get 32, 33. Like, he would be in that range because of now he did it in the biggest moment, the biggest stage, MVP, like all that played into it. That was why Von deal got so crazy at the end of it, man.
And it's fine too. You just won a Super Bowl, so you're drunk in free agency.
Yeah. Everybody gets a check. You get paid. We're gonna lose all our guys except Tampa. Tampa's the only team I know wins Super Bowl, and they literally bring back every single person. Most time you win the Super Bowl, hey, you gonna get checked. You gonna get paid over there. You get paid over there. But yeah,
they brought back all the guys.
Mm-hmm.
We're just gonna have to face them off in the Super Bowl.
Hey man, we want all the smoke. You know how we roll.
Yeah.
All right. What else Dude, the chat just keeps coming in. Nah, Lord. All right, this is Call Me K right here. Call Me K, the homie. Call Me K. I got that. That's how I learned my lesson. I'm not calling Call Me K girl anymore. Call Me K is the broski. Absolutely. He says, I feel like if we give TJ 30 mil, we'll be looking at it how we viewed Ben's contract recently in a few years. Once he gets that 30, he's got a ball. And I'm trying to think. Let's see, speaking on like the cap hit going in. Remember this offseason when
I think he's
like the 40.
I think he's just saying it's gonna be more scrutinized.
Yeah, that's got to be it. That's how I feel.
I think that's what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Which if he gets paid 30 million, it's gonna be more scrutinized.
You better.
Yeah,
we're gonna be up here scrutinizing that got him. TJ, hey man, hey now, I want you to get paid, but the expectations, a lot that comes with that, baby. Yes, it is. All right, and then let's see. Lou Boy says, that's a lot of money, bro. I'm with Deke. I'll pay him, no doubt, but for the long run, it may hurt the team.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying. It may or may not. I'm concerned. Yeah. I'm concerned.
Yeah, and it's fair to be concerned. That's a ton of money. Like we said, when you talk about how many players you can get for that, but the impact of one TJ Watt, is that more significant than having a bunch of Bud Duprees? It's kind of like the conversation, would you rather have one AB or would you rather have a group of just really good receivers, right? Just depend on personal preference, I guess, man. All right. Next. Dude, holy cow. All right, it keep popped up. All right. So what we're going to do, we're going to read off a couple of these. What? Yeah, because we got that last topic. So we'll read off a couple more of these, get to that last topic, and then after that, we'll rapid fire these joints.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm like, every time I look down, I'm like, y'all read it, we'll react to one of them. And then another couple more come in, I'm like, dang.
Sure.
Now, it's not a bad thing. It's a great shout out to everybody that's participating and showing love, both in the regular chat and the super chat. We appreciate all the support. We really do. We really do. But Terrence Smith says, do you think the NFL will eventually move to NBA style contracts? Maybe like position max. The talent is getting better every season. Interesting conversation right there. Interesting. Yeah.
I don't know if I like that.
I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah, I don't know if I like that. Just because it's like, you got to make your decision. Allocate your money however you want to allocate it. Yeah. You take your chances one way or another.
Yeah. The only thing that I would like is just the guaranteed money. But I think that's what goes into the parity of the NFL, though. When you have the salary cap, it makes you have to, work a little bit harder in terms of your roster construction. And it just makes it more competitive around the league, man. So, that good point. But, yeah, I'm with you. Let's keep these contracts. Guarantee them, but I don't like the max idea.
Like slotting each position.
Because, then you run into that
issue. Who do you say does that?
He said NBA.
Do they?
No, it's more so like the super max is more so like you had to have been, it wasn't you had to be drafted there and have played there for X amount of years.
After 7 years.
Right, to be eligible for this amount of money. I think that's
the concept. Luka got his.
Broke his though, yeah.
Because he hit markers of like making all-star games and stuff. There are little
things that can accelerate it. Yeah.
Yep.
right. And then these will be the next two. Then after that, hop into that last topic. And then you just remember Elijah Barnett. That'd be the name that we'll come back to.
All
right. So Eric Regal, he says, is that Peyton behind you from Baron Batch? No, it is not. Actually, and it's from my man Cody. Cody Sable. That's who it's from, man. He had my wife had got this painting from, it was 2015? 2016 time frame. Yeah, she got it painted for me, man, for I think it was for Christmas. Yeah, it was for a Christmas present, man. Yeah, but that's who that's from, not from Baron Batch, man. Nope. But Baron is dope though.
You got any from Batch?
I do not. No, I have him, and I got the guy that essentially like mentored him. I'm drawing a blank on his name. Gosh.
Dude that mentored this dude.
That showed Cody, yeah, because he's the hand painter. He does the smack, and he's always on.
I cannot believe he can do that.
Yeah, it's nuts. And he does it in
like 10 minutes. I'm like, wait.
Upside down on top of that. Like, he'll just be painting this thing with his hand upside down. Before you know it, he flips. You're like, bro, this is nuts.
And there's some times where people paint things or draw things or do art, and it doesn't look like the dude. His look exactly like him.
Bro. Yeah.
Like, they look incredible. Like, it's crazy.
Mm-hmm. All right. So we said we're coming back to Elijah Barnett,
yep,
right?
I got that written down.
Bet. You are the man. You are the man. All right. Now, this last thing we got to get to, man. Some of these rookie debuts, man, in the NFL, bro.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed, man. I guess we could start in Jacksonville, right?
Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah. Even though Justin had his debut first. No. Yeah, because Justin game was at like 1, I think it was. And then Trevor, he had the primetime game. But Trevor Lawrence, man. I like what I saw.
Yeah, he looked good.
I thought he played well, man. I thought he was poised. I do like how, he obviously gets sacked that first play, but then they come back and they call it an easy play, get him back on the schedule, and just get him, get his legs up on him. I thought as he, continued throughout the game,
look more comfortable.
Yes, indeed, man. Absolutely. I liked him a lot, man. I thought that, and shout out to the Jags O-line. I don't know if it was just because of that matchup, but I thought that they did a good job as a whole protecting him as well. So for that, man, I'm not fully, on this, that surefire Rookie of the Year, because I wanted to be competitive for this Rookie of the Year battle. We got a dark horse right here in Pittsburgh. But it was impressive to see that, man. I liked him. I was a little upset, though, that Travis Etienne, he didn't get in at all until, like, late. I'm like, oh, what's this, man? Hey. I don't know what to make of that, though.
I wouldn't make too much of it.
No, in the sense of, like, I was laughing to myself. I'm like, we viewed Etienne and Najee right there together, right? And they literally were drafted right behind each other. But to me, it's just funny how we are going to run Najee. Like, we know we're going to run that man into the ground. Like, that's the full expectation. We're going to get our money's worth. But you see with Etienne, it's like they're barely even trying to use him in the preseason. Now, granted, they got Robinson down there. He did play a good amount.
That's the thing. He made that top 100 list.
Yeah, he definitely did.
I thought really he was impressive. Good. Whenever we played Jacksonville, like, he was one of the guys. I think he had over 1,000 yards last year. It was either him or Gibson, one of those two. But really he was in that range.
But to me, I was just like, man, that is crazy, though. And it makes sense, though, when you think about the reports. With this with Urban Meyer, where he's working Etienne more at wide receiver as well. Just kind of like we said what we're doing with Trey Norwood. Hey, man, we know you could do this. Learn that over there. It was just crazy that, man, you could take it back that early and you got that type of luxury right now. Whereas with us, we're going to use ours. Yeah.
It's fake luxury for them, though. I mean.
Yeah. Seriously.
They just shouldn't have taken a running back.
I was like, what? That's my thing. I'm like, you take him in the first round where you took him at, and now you're not even using him. Like, or is this
smoke screens?
Right. I'm like, are you trying to use, Robinson now and then either move him, or you're saving Etienne for the regular season? I don't know, but I just didn't get that vibe. I don't know about you. It looked like that Robinson was the guy that they had ahead of him, though.
Yeah, and I didn't know what to expect going in.
It was another back that went in after Robinson before Etienne. Oh, where is he?
Yeah, I have no clue on that.
Yeah, it was where is this dude? Oh, it was Carlos Hyde. He was the other back that went in.
Oh, he's pretty good.
Yeah, true.
Nothing amazing, but like he's had some good seasons in the NFL. But as long as he stays healthy.
It was Robinson, then it was Hyde, and then Etienne. I was like, dang, man, like Etienne, nice. He really sitting at third right now. Like, what's going on here?
Exactly. For your first round pick,
right.
I don't know. That's not the best look.
Hey, Jackson, you say you want to send him to Pittsburgh? We'll take two. I mean, we got Najee and Travis, and
McFarland's gone then. I just got to be real with you.
Balaj, he's surviving, huh?
Probably, because Etienne would fit the McFarland role.
True, he definitely.
You get what I mean?
He definitely would.
Balaj would be just like the overall backup.
Yeah, that would be fun. But we ain't that having it right now. Yeah,
we get CJ and Etienne.
That'd be a crazy year.
Yeah, like Lawrence didn't do too much. Like there was a lot of screens, but then the passes that he did, I can't even say down the field because they were more like 10, 15-yard hook routes. I mean, they look good. I mean, he didn't have any like bad misses or anything.
Just had the one that it reminded me. It was still a really good play by him, but the media hype surrounding it kind of reminded me of Zach Wilson's pro day throw. Talking about the play where Trevor is like sitting back in the pocket. He's like a 30-yard throw, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if this is any other quarterback, we'll be like, he might have came up a little bit short, and he probably should have put a little bit more air on that ball so got catch it and keep running, right? But with it being Trevor, the report was, hey, yo, he threw absolutely dying. Everybody goes crazy. He's just like, bro, good play, yes, but we not about to, don't do that now. Come on, baby.
I think that's what a lot of people are doing with all these quarterbacks in preseason. That's
definitely the case. Like,
I had to do a heat check, and I was telling you this earlier. I went back. I looked at Trubisky's preseason. I looked at Sam Darnold's preseason. They looked actually really good.
Yes.
So you can't take too much away from these things. I thought Lawrence looked. Actually, I think all of them had their things where they looked good.
Their moments, yeah.
Yeah, there were some flaws here and there. Like Lawrence, those sacks, did he hold the ball a little bit too long? But other than that, I thought he looked fine.
You know why those sacks happened? He just needed Tebow out there. Tebow would have blocked for him. Tebow would have made him a hole, man. Tebow would have gave him clean time, man.
Did you see Danny Woodhead laid into PFF about that vid?
I did not know.
PFF posted a vid with Tebow making a block, and it was just like him throwing his shoulder.
The attempt, yeah.
So PFF was laughing about it. And then Danny Woodhead said he laid into PFF. It was hilarious. He's like, you guys are ripping on Tebow about this, but me as a running back, I'll take that. The dude didn't make a play. He got him out of the way. Yeah, and, wow. No. What he said was, you guys are going to mark this as a negative. But for me, like, there was no negative here. It was only a positive because it opened up a lane.
You lie to yourself like that, you want to, Danny. Yeah.
I'm just saying, Woodhead laid into PFF, and I was about it. I don't even care.
No, I'm not a PFF guy, but all I'm going to say is you're going to need more than that, Danny. You're going to need a lot more than that if you want to successfully run that ball. Because the dude, that wasn't that. No. I get what he's saying, though. It's more so the shot at PFF. I'm with you. Shoot the shot at PFF. We not PFF guys. But what I have found out is this, though. Because with one of my other shows, I happen to have to talk to a PFF guy like weekly now. It's kind of cool.
Oh, you kind of like him?
It's kind of weird. But no, he helped me understand the full thing of the social media department, for example, right? Said the social media team is different than like your analytical folks. And he said it's been times where they've literally had to like take the credentials back from certain people with the social media stuff because of some of the stuff they put out.
It's
like so serious, bro. And I was sitting here like, okay, when you tell me that, I feel a little bit better because I'm like, at times I'm watching it like, yo, who is running this account? Like, who? Just like, you see this stuff. I'm just like, bro, what is this right here, man? So I did feel better about that. Then
That's hilarious.
Then I was asking him, I'm like, yo, so when it comes to some of these, like how you evaluate guys, they said that literally they have, obviously, I mean, we know they have their little system and stuff like that, but it's not the same people that grade every game, if that makes sense. So like, you might have been in charge of grading this guy. I might have been in charge of gaming these guys from this game. So even though we're all going to put it out there as it's under PFF's umbrella, we both might evaluate drastically different. And that's why he said some of the times you might get some of that craziness. And he was saying how they, he'll see some stuff that's out there that he might not even agree with, but because it's a part of the PFF umbrella, you just kind of roll with it. So I was like, all right, when you say it like that, a little bit better. I just don't like how y'all try to make it so official, though. That's my part. Like, they treat PFF rankings like they're gospel. Like, when you're showing stuff during NFL broadcast games, like, it just looks like it holds more significance.
That's just smart on Collinsworth's part.
Oh, absolutely it is. I mean, it was the perfect move. Like, hey, I'm already calling these games for you. Started this ranking system. Y'all listen to me anyways. I'm going to just talk about my stuff on this, and it's going to be perfect. So, yeah. Great job by him, though, man.
What quarterback you want next?
Man. Let's go Fields.
Yeah.
Justin Fields, a.k.a. the deep ball king right now, huh?
Yeah. With Fields, I don't think it's immaculate as everyone's making it out to be, but at the same time, I really liked how he looked. Like, he looked really confident, how he was able to scramble around, make some of those throws. He was accurate. Like, some of his things at the beginning that weren't looking so good. There actually were like 2 or 3 drops where he threw it on the money, in my opinion. He did have that weird fumble, though. One of them actually should have been picked that he threw over the middle, but I just liked his poise and how he was able to just command the offense and act like he was there before. Like, it was nothing to him. That's what I really liked. In terms of the touchdown pass to Jesse James, he was wide open, dude. Well, all of a sudden, actually, Jesse James, like, his favorite target, actually. Yeah. I liked how he looked a lot.
It took me a second to even realize that was Jesse. I was like,
yeah.
Oh, I know that guy. Yeah. But no, man, I agree, man. I like Justin, just his poise.
Yeah.
Right? He wasn't out there just, in terms of having happy feet, trying to run every single time, but we saw him utilize his legs.
Yep.
Reminded me of Cam Newton. I swear when he dropped, I was like, yo, Cam.
It was smooth, too. Like, he would just scramble. Smooth, right? He would just move out the pocket. No one's around me. Yeah. No one's going to get me. Let me just take my time. Sometimes he'd find the open guy. Sometimes he would just run.
Yeah. And he fit that Chicago.
He
looked like Chicago.
He should be starting week 1.
I agree. He looked really good right there, man. Now, I ain't going that far just yet. I do think he will be a starter. I do think the only reason why I don't like to just throw him out there like that, I like the Mahomes model where you're able to sit and just understand, take it all in, and then you go and then you pull that trigger, and now you got that guy. You just protect them from some of that negativity early on and let them fully understand it. When you got a guy like Dalton, you can do that similar thing to what the Chiefs did with Alex Smith and Pat Mahomes. Like, that's kind of how I would rather them play it out. But if Justin keeps playing like how they did, it's going to be hard to. But the only reason I'm not willing to go that far is because as a player, watching that, they definitely were scheming stuff for him to be successful, which you typically don't do in the preseason. That's what we said in Pittsburgh. We don't scheme for success in the preseason. We just want you to go out there and we're going to call basic plays, basic coverages, make it work. That touchdown pass, Jesse, that's big time scheme. You see that in regular season, like week 12 stuff. Like, that type of stuff you're not supposed to be doing in the preseason. But what does it do? It makes the perception around him that much better because now it wasn't just you balled out and all this other stuff. It's like, bro, you hit that dime down the field, touchdown. Like, that's the highlight they keep showing. Like, it can create a false sense of security, though, because their defense wasn't scheming for that. Their defense wasn't preparing, we're going to have this, we're going to do this coverage and that. Like, that's the part where I'm just like, I would much rather him just continue to be brought along slowly. Bring him along slowly, man. Bring him along slowly. And then once he's ready to take over, now you put him out there. Now you let him go out there and be the savior like we know he's going to be for them. I just don't want it to be out there too early and you ultimately like stunt that growth. Good luck telling that to Bears fans. True. Oh, you already know that, man. Yeah. It's over. They won Fields week 1. They're going to go crazy. Yeah. I know. Yeah, I thought he looked really good, though. Sometimes you got to protect fans from themselves, man. I don't know about that. That's all I'm saying, man. Sometimes you got to protect the fans from themselves, man. We got, 3 more? Well, we could even throw a couple guys in there that aren't rookies. We have, Trey Lance. Now, to me, this is the difference, right? With Justin, I feel like, hey, I think Dalton is still, and we've had this conversation in terms of Dalton being a good quarterback. I think Dalton can win you games and be consistent and be fine. Trey Lance, though, with Jimmy G, I think this is where that situation might be a little different because I feel like Dalton is a better quarterback than Jimmy G. I do. I feel like Dalton is a more consistent player than Jimmy G. I know Jimmy G has been able to take a team to a Super Bowl, but we all know Jimmy G was not the reason that team went to the Super Bowl. When I think of Trey Lance, if Trey can do the things that we were seeing him do in that preseason game, like, bro, that's special type. That's what you want to see. That's, what you hope all your first round quarterbacks look like, but typically they don't. Not all of them, at least. If Trey can play like that, I would much rather see Trey early on than Jimmy G because we know, like, with Jimmy G, it's going to be limited. And with Trey looks like, man, he can do a lot more, But at the same time, it is preseason, bro. And like we already named all these other quarterbacks from the previous years that do this in the preseason, and we tell ourselves we're not going to fall in love with it, and we fall in love with it. And then it turns out to be Mr. Trubisky. What I will say about Lance, though, he easily has the highest ceiling out of all these guys. Just based off watching this preseason game, you could see the arm talent and how quick. I don't know if necessarily his release is that quick, but how fast the ball comes out. Because he does have almost like a Kaepernick like release that you brought up where he winds it back a little bit, but the arm talent is really there. So if he could hone in on a little bit of the inaccuracy that I saw,
Granted, there were some drops in that game where he was throwing some dots, but there were some where it was just like, this is coming in way too fast. This is a little inaccurate.
Let you get your touch.
Yeah, just work on the touch. And actually, I wrote this down. It reminds me of a little bit of early Josh Allen. Like I
promise I was thinking the same.
He has that upside. Yeah. He obviously has the arm talent. He has a cannon. If he could just hone in on the accuracy, he could be really special. I don't know how soon that's going to be. Is it going to take what Josh Allen did 2 years to get to that point where he just really went off in his third season?
It is funny, too, with the Josh Allen progression, because before Josh, we kept saying, well, most times when you have accuracy issues, that doesn't improve at the NFL level. People would bring that up. They would point to Cam Newton as an example of that, right? Guys that struggle with accuracy, just they don't get that at the NFL spot. But Josh showed that you can get that. And I do feel like that's going to open the door for Trey, for people to be more confident that Trey will be able to get that accuracy stuff a little bit more dialed in.
That's the question. If he could fix that, then yeah. If it never happens, then it could be a rough career for him.
Yeah.
But there's still going to be flashes. Like, I still think if he gets the opportunity, there's going to be plays where you're just like, wow.
Yeah.
Just because how talented this dude is. But yeah, I thought overall he looked pretty impressive to me. Even though there was some inaccuracy, maybe there should have been a pick or two, but just the flash was pretty cool with him, because he got rushed a lot more than I thought with Fields and trying to make it happen, and how he was able to scramble a little too.
True. I feel like, who do you think was under more pressure though, Trey or
Trey?
Trevor? Because Trevor got some pressure as well, man.
Oh, I don't know. I really don't know,
because I was trying to think like.
Who was under more? Because I just saw their play. Like I didn't get to see their full games. I just saw every play that they made, whether it was good or bad, attempts and all that. I did think Lawrence was under some. I mean, they both were.
Yeah,
they both were.
Because I mean, obviously with Lawrence, it was the first play where he had the forced fumble on the sack. Now, granted, he recovered it, but that did kind of just feel like, dog, they about to get my man murdered out here, bro.
No, I was impressed. I'm telling you, I was impressed with all these guys for different reasons, but Lance, you could see the upside there with him for sure.
For a fact, he stood. Yeah, I'm excited to see him going forward, man.
Zach Wilson.
What's your thoughts on Mr. Pro? The
better than what I thought, because everyone was ripping on him in training camp.
Yeah,
and you know how we said he looks smaller than what he's listed at. He didn't look that small, and actually, his arm talent it was pretty good.
Crazy arm talent. I thought he still looked a little tiny. He looked a little bite-sized.
He looked good though, from what I'm like. He stood tall. He looked confident in there. He didn't look like how all the reports were saying in training camp. Like he was just shit. Granted, he probably made the safest of throws compared to everyone else. Maybe Mac Jones. Mac Jones was thinking and dunking.
But no, Mac was just a little bit slightly off on his calculations downfield. He stretched the field.
Oh yeah, he threw. The dude dropped it. The dude definitely dropped it.
Yeah,
he
had
touchdown.
Like a couple of them where he
actually,
you're
right.
To stretch the field, man.
Mac had more opportunities. I'll put it that way. Yeah. And he actually did take those shots. Whereas Wilson, didn't he only play like 2 series?
Yeah.
That was it. Maybe 2 or 3. I can't remember, because like I said, all I was watching is like every Zach Wilson throw on YouTube. So that was it. But I thought he looked fine.
Yeah, Zach is gonna be good. The issue with Zach is
the Jets.
Yes, are the Jets gonna damage you, Zach? We hope they don't, but we've seen how they operate sometimes. Oh no! Who you think will be the best right now? Just off for 1 week. We got one
for
weekend.
Just the rookies.
Just for the rookies. 1 weekend right now.
Just their rookie season.
Just
Who's
right
gonna
now.
Have the best season?
I'm gonna ask this literally after every week of the preseason for them too.
Okay.
Has your mindset changed right now?
Okay.
That might be our little running thing as this season progresses. We just gonna keep following these rookie quarterbacks, man. Just see how we feel about them, man. Has our order changed?
Who's gonna have the best season? Is that what we're saying? Best season, best career.
I ain't want to go career.
Okay, best season.
We'll go best season. The way too early best season predictions for these young stud.
I don't think Lance is gonna play. Mac's not gonna play till at least after week 4, 5, or 6, depending on how Cam does. So Lawrence or Fields or Zach Wilson. Probably Fields, just because of the team.
How long do you think till Mac Jones plays though?
I honestly think he should probably start week 1.
Because I low key feel like I wouldn't be surprised.
I think it's going to be Cam though.
Move. Yeah.
I think it's going to be Cam, but I think he should start.
But I wouldn't be surprised they go Mac.
He looks good. Mac looks good in terms of just his command of the offense.
You know, he looks like. Huh?
He did. He looked exactly like Brady. I don't. His arms not on that level yet.
Oh my God! Yes.
His arm's not on that level yet, but I don't know if he could work up to that, kind of how Brady did. Because Brady's arm actually got really good like midway through his career. It's still good now.
When he shifted to the TB12, he shifted to the avocado ice cream, man, and that changed it, bro.
Yeah, his arm's still good.
Yeah.
So
my bad. Hold on. Micah says I should let the people vote on this as well.
Okay.
I got you. All right. So you keep talking. I'm going to get to figuring out this poll situation.
No, Mac Jones, he dropped back, quick decision, 5 yards. And then at points, just like Brady used to do, you're doing that throughout your whole drive, and then you take the shot downfield. It's just that Mac Jones couldn't connect on it. I thought he looked good. It's just Mac Jones versus the other quarterbacks doesn't have the flash, but Brady didn't have the flash either.
All right, so the 4 quarterbacks that we said, because we said Trey probably won't get an opportunity early on, we're going with Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, Zach Wilson, and Mac Jones, right?
Sure.
Those are the ones. All right. Cool. Continue.
Because they said Trey Lance is just not playing this year at all.
That's because what I heard. That's the same thing I heard.
That could change, but we'll take Shanahan at his word for that. And when Trey Lance starts playing, maybe we could throw him in there. But Mac Jones might not play either. I think he should. I think he could be better for the Patriots than Cam Newton.
And I gave y'all all first names only. I was not about to keep typing all these last names and trying to figure out if I'm spelling them correctly. All right. So, yeah. But it is up, so we shall see. The people ask for the poll. The people gets the poll. That's what y'all get. All right.
Now, in terms of, man, for this season, like if Mac Jones started week 1,
I think I think his situation would be better in New England starting week 1 than Trevor Lawrence would be in Jacksonville with the new coach, the organizational rehaul and stuff.
And then Zach Wilson with the Jets too.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that. Now the question is if Justin Fields started week 1 though.
That makes it interesting. Even if Justin Fields starts week 3, I still feel like he's very much in that conversation.
I agree.
All he needs to be is starting by week 3, and he could easily be in that conversation, man.
I agree.
And I wouldn't put it past you. Chicago, man.
Fields can do different things, obviously, with his legs and the scrambling and stuff. But Mac Jones, we've seen it before in New England. Like, I didn't need to see necessarily the flash from Mac Jones where I'm just like, oh shit, they're building this up again.
He's super consistent. He's disciplined. He plays within the offense. He takes coaching well. That's all you need. Yep. Oh, it looks like Jordan Love is considered Deke.
It's just tough, man. I don't know. So the only 3 guys I know that are playing right off the bat. Actually, no, there's only 2: Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson. Justin Fields, we don't know if he's going to play.
Yeah,
he's most likely.
I feel like Justin's going to be on that field by week 5. As much as I want it to be Dalton to slowly
I think of the 3 that are sitting, I think Fields has the highest likelihood of getting on the field first. It should be Mac, though. Or it should be both of them. But I think Mac should be starting week 1. I do think Fields should be starting week 1, too.
I feel like Mac,
I actually think Trey Lance should be starting week 1, too, to be honest with you. It's just that they're going to sit him.
Yeah, and he keeps doubling down on that. In terms of Shanahan, he keeps doubling down on them wanting to ease Trey. Now, but they did say that Lance will get snaps, though. He will get utilized, but they said they're not going to make that switch, which I'm just like...
Wait, in... actual regular season,
from what I understood,
Wildcat rules and stuff. Oh, that's dumb.
That's what I saw. Yeah, they said they were going to use him. Now, I don't know how extensive a package is going to be, but obviously the thing that got brought up was how when Alex was with the Niners and Kaepernick had that little package where they would bring him in, and it wasn't necessarily Wildcat. It was like what Baltimore's offense was. It was just ahead of that time, and obviously the same coordinator in terms of the OC. But that's kind of like the perception that it was going to be with Trey Lance in terms of how they use him with Jimmy G in tandem like that. That it would be like how Kaepernick would come up, have his little packages, and they would use him at different parts of the game. And you would see it was effective. It was very effective during that time frame, man. So, yeah.
Unless he thinks they could just still win with Jimmy G. Because I could see with Trey Lance, like he could just flash, maybe win you games outright. But early on with potential some of the inaccuracy, maybe he could lose you a game or two, which you don't want to have. If you think you could still roll with Jimmy G, I don't know. Maybe he shouldn't have. I'm just wondering if he should have just came out and said that we're starting Jimmy G the whole time. Yeah. Or just say like, hey, we're starting off with Jimmy G.
Starting off would have been better. But if you say starting off, then you know you got to answer the questions every week.
When's Trey Lance coming in?
And especially if Jimmy has a bad game or just an okay game. Or the team doesn't respond as well. Hey, do you think you could get more out of a quarterback switch? Yeah.
Yeah, I guess make the statement to try to get the media members off you, but people are still going to ask it.
Oh, yeah, come on now. They always going to ask. We're going to ask them questions too.
Anyone else? Like young quarterbacks, Drew Lock looked kind of decent. Teddy Bridgewater actually looked decent with the
Teddy
Broncos too.
Man. Quarterback competition.
Jordan Love looked decent.
He did, but they say he's hurt. They say he's shoulder day to day right now, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tua, I'm not a believer.
Oh yeah.
I don't think
he had a pick in that game too, man.
Yeah, I don't think his arm's strong enough.
Yeah.
He's accurate. He's got a nice touch. I just don't think his arm's strong enough though.
Have we seen guys thrive though without strong arms?
Breeze.
I'm trying to think. Was he the only one?
Do we want to say Wilson's arm is that strong?
You talking about Russ?
Yeah.
Russ strong. Russ. I mean, it's not like elite strong, but it's still strong enough. We don't view him as having a weak arm, right? Or not a strong arm. Like, that's it. I feel like Drew might be the only one. I don't think that's like that. I can't think of anyone.
I'm not a believer in Tua. I don't think he's gonna be it.
They said, man,
it's unfortunate.
Which man? Eli or Peyton? Chad Pennington.
That didn't work though. I don't want him as my quarterback.
Right. We're saying like guys where you're like, yo, he was a franchise quarterback.
Alex Smith, no.
Yeah, because Alex, good player, not franchise quarterback. Because I kind of feel like Alex Smith and Andy Dalton are the same. Like good players, I don't want them as my franchise quarterback. But if I can't have a franchise quarterback, I would love one of those guys. But yeah. They're not my franchise guy, so yeah.
It's unfortunate. He seems like a good guy. I wish him the best, but
Rich Gannon, actually, that's a good one.
I thought he had a cannon.
I don't remember. I remember like who he was throwing to. I don't remember his like arm like that.
He had a really good run with the Raiders. I was a kid though, man. That was before we drafted Ben.
And see, like for me, I remember like arm strength. Russ, Mr. Lean, Jamarcus. That's who it was. Jamarcus. Yeah, Jamarcus had the cannon.
Yeah.
I thought Rich was just like the better player, like savvy vet, could sling that thing. And he took him to a Super Bowl with Gruden.
In 2002.
Yeah, with Gruden, absolutely, man. But like when I think of like strong arms, like Jamarcus, like he had a rocket. Yeah, I don't remember Gannon having like that. I could be.
I don't remember. We'd have to check the tapes on Gannon. Yeah. That's for someone to bring that up.
And then everybody's bringing up Duck. Yo, boy, Duck.
He threw a pick.
That's what you draw the line?
No, what I'm saying, did you say he threw a pick in preseason? He played with the Rams.
Yeah, I did see, yeah.
I was trying to check the highlights. No one had him up on YouTube at all.
I thought he played well, though, for a little while.
I didn't even see him.
Yeah.
I didn't see him. And
they brought up Phillip Rivers. They say he's another guy.
Oh, yeah. His arms ain't that good.
Yeah, and he had that stank release, too.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I don't know. That might even be better than Tua's arm strength, though. Rivers. I can see what they're saying.
Tua's arm, it stands out. You could see it. Yeah.
What are people saying on this best rookie season?
So right now, man, it's been up for 6 minutes. We got 130 people that voted. 63% Justin Fields. Then after that is a significant drop off. Trevor Lawrence sitting at 15%, Zach Wilson at 12%, and then Mac Jones at 11% in terms of who will have the best rookie season. It's a whopping
Justin Fields
amount of people for Justin Fields right now. Like, holy cow. Wow. I'm a little surprised. I thought it would be Trevor, or I thought they would go with Zach because, Zach's going to get a ton of opportunities, man.
I'm between Fields and Mac Jones.
Yeah.
Those are probably my two.
I'm going Fields.
It just depends who plays. I don't know who's going to play or not, but if they both play, that's close. It's for different reasons. Like Justin Fields is going to make more of the splash plays with the Bears, but I think Mac's going to be better for New England and they're winning though.
See, for me, I like Fields because I feel like he reminds me of Cam. I like that excitement that I think he can bring, and it's going to be fun to see Chicago be back good if Justin Fields can make them back good. Like I feel like, man, when you got your blue blood teams like them, the staples, like I want them to be a good team. I want them to have somebody that's out there exciting. I think Justin brings that. Now with Mac, I'm a Mac guy. I like Mac. I was a fan of Matt Bama. Roll tide. My problem is I don't want it to be closed on Cam. I feel like I want Cam to get that final goal with the group.
At least show me you're done.
Right, because last year, I'm like, bro, you went into a situation that wasn't good for you. We all can attest to that. We all saw how it played out during the season as well. It's like, You was out there. The cover was extremely bare. It wasn't a good setup. And he was trying to show that he could come back from injury, which he did, by the way. I just want to see that with the pieces around. You know, when you don't have the league leading 13 people that opt out because of the COVID situation, right? When you actually bring in some resources to help you out on offense, where your best receiver isn't Julian Edelman, who isn't even available to you after week 4. Like, I want to see Cam in that. And then, all right, if he doesn't play well, all right, now we move on to Mac. But that's the only reason why I'm not, I can't be Mac just yet. I need Cam. I need you, Cam. Come on now, baby. Come on.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah. But, yeah, dude. Yeah, it's still heavy Justin Fields right now in that chat. Still heavy in Justin.
Understood.
Yeah.
Understood. He looks good.
I like it, man.
I mean, they all look pretty good, but Bears have a pretty decent team. Fields could be the missing piece for them.
Yeah, for a fact.
And you just know with the Patriots and Belichick, they got something up their sleeve. Like, they're not gonna be worse than 500 probably, no matter what quarterback it is. Would they finish 7-9 last year?
And that was with all the odds stacked up against them without Brady too.
Mac Jones could definitely help them if he's starting from, I don't know when, because like you said, if they're going to roll with Cam, it might have to be week 4 or 5 if Cam just shows like he's done. But if Cam does good, Mac might not even play, which is why between those two, between Jones and Fields, it's just who's going to play for their team. We know Lawrence and Wilson are going to play.
It's true. This is true. All right, so you ready for a little rapid fire, man, with these chats, with the super chats, because, man, it's 11:50, bro. And, yeah, this will be back-to-back episodes where we've flirted with 2 hours and 56 minutes, bro. What are we doing out here?
Yeah.
And what are we doing? What are y'all doing, man? It's y'all fault.
They like the show.
Y'all keep us going, and then before we know, we look and it's like it's 3 hours later, man. We love y'all for that, but it's y'all fault, man. It's y'all supposed to be working or something? Something like that. Jeez. All right, so let me take this topic down. And from there, let's get a little rapid fire. All right. So can you see anything on your end? Because I still have Elijah Barnett. All right. So
I have not one. I'm showing you right here, dude. I want to help.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, you're out. All right. Here we go. So Elijah Barnett, first off, we appreciate you. He says only Watt third year at the position. Oh, it's only Watt's third year at the position in terms of him being an outside linebacker. So speaking on his upside as well. So that's another reason why you want to pay him. You're absolutely right, because for him, he played 1 year at outside linebacker at Wisconsin. Before that, he was at tight end, if I remember correctly, early on during his time at Wisconsin. So yeah, still young, still developing, man. All right, then we got Let's Go UW. He says any camp updates on Edmonds. We did address those.
Yeah.
Then
you might see some duplicates here.
Then after that, we got Darius Mayo. I like the name, Darius. Shout out. He says, great show, my guys. Y'all doing y'all thing today with the big flex emoji. Shout out to that. He says, question. Has the receivers and tight ends had... Oh,
we did this one.
Okay,
yep.
bet.
We're talking about the drops.
Yep. All right, Terrence Smith. Based on the moves this offseason, Super Bowl or bust more than any other year. Based on the moves that we've made this offseason, does that make this season Super Bowl or bust?
I feel like everyone's been over the past 20 years, ever since we got Ben. I mean,
but he's saying, does it make it more so this year because of the moves we've made in terms of the trade for Joe Schobert, in terms of going out and bringing in Trey Turner? Who else do we bring in? Melvin Ingram. He's another guy like that. Like, do you feel the expectations for Super Bowl or bust are even more so now?
I guess, I don't know if it's the moves. I think it's more of just like, we don't know how many more years Ben has left, so we want to make the most of them. That's my thinking of it. But the moves show that we're going all in for a Super Bowl bust, if that makes sense. I think that's always the mentality.
That's my perception.
Yeah,
absolutely. Oh, and Jacob Malicio let us know why everybody's been up like that and rocking with us for this long. It's the wake and bake. He says wake and bake.
We appreciate
wake and bake, that does happen. And Brian Schaefer always coming in saying, hey, hit the like button. It ain't much. Just hit the like button. I ended that poll because it was still heavy Justin Fields.
People are high on Fields.
High on that man. All right, next up, we got Chip Slater. I don't know if you have read this one or not. He says, watch your show daily. Love your show. Chip, we both appreciate you, man, for your support, baby. Yes, indeed. And Elijah Barnett, he says he's going back to Mars. Definitely spin back to Mars, man. You never want to get out of orbit too far from Mars, all right? Definitely visit the red planet again. All right, then after that, we got Louis D. Louis D says, my opinion, If Steelers finish top 20th in rushing, they are a playoff team. Top 15 in rushing, they're Super Bowl contenders. Do you agree?
Sure. I mean, we were last year, so if we could basically double our production in the running game,
essentially,
we should be pretty damn good.
Essentially, that would definitely be the case right there, man. So yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Oh, and then Call Me K, the homie, says, Mars, baby. Yes, please go back to Mars, man. Go visit Mars, spend some time there. That's how you do it. And then, when we, a couple hours from now, we'll have the little clips up. Then you just go back and watch your favorite parts of the little clip and then debate. Because I love reading the comment. I do go. That's like one of my things, bro, when I'm researching. I'll just go through and on the little vids, just look at the comments, bro. You never know what you're going to see in there. It's lovely. It's beautiful, man. But I envision it's like a tank of just piranhas sometimes. And if you drop something in there that they don't want or they like too much, they going to go, oh, all right. Spicy. Caliente. All right. Then after that, man, we have Let's Go UW. Once again, man, appreciate you, man. Big time appreciate you. He says, Mac Jones, gonna be the best of the rookies. And Cam has been stinking up practice lately. God, dog, say it ain't so. Say it ain't so, man. Come on, man. Stall him out, man. Stall my man Cam out. Look, Let's Go UW. I appreciate the support. But come on, man. You could have left the Cam part out at the end. Come on, man. When we could have been, we talk about the positive. We won't talk about the negative. Come on, man. Leave my man. Let me be happy about Cam. All right. I'm happy. I want to feel like Cam is playing perfect up there. All right. So until I see it, he's playing perfect. Yeah. Huh. All right, and then the last super chat that we have is from Richard Arbizo. He says, what? I don't know what this means.
I can't even see it.
He says the @6. So @6 might have met the biggest Deke. Spelled it like your name, Deke, in the world today. I don't know what that means, bro. I have zero clue what that means. Zero clue.
I think he's just talking about someone being an asshole, like a jackass or something.
I think maybe it was a big supporter.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because, like Deke Energy is like, yo, big supporter, or is this like small Deke Energy, big Deke Energy? I don't know, man.
I don't know. I'm guessing he's saying, like, I met a jag-off, like, at a restaurant or something.
That
or like
be,
the waiter, the waitress was jag off to us, or the cashier whenever I was doing something, they didn't know what they were doing. They were just an asshole. That's my guess.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I didn't know where we was going with that. I didn't know. I'm just glad he was spelled like your name. So yeah. So with that being said, it was a blast. Always a fun show. Always a good time. Trying to think, is there anything else we were supposed to talk about today? Is that it? I feel like that was all our stuff, right? We forget anything?
No.
We're not forgetting anything.
No, that was good.
Yeah, we're straight on everything. Also, the other thing that we got, just the promo code for the Teespring stuff, right? We talked about that last episode. Still going on until August 16th. Information is always in the description box as well. Moats 200 for 25% off all of the Art the Most Experience with Deke podcast merchandise on Teesprings as well. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get that rocket blasting off the Mars, baby. So with that being said, we appreciate y'all for your support. Enjoy the start of the work week, and until next time, baby.
Peace.